The following is a production of CUTV Sports. When the California Vulcans and the Golden Rams of Westchester meet, the action on the field heats up. Last time the Vulcans traveled to Farrell Stadium, they would begin an 8-game winning streak and go on to the Super Region 1 final. Now California is trying to avoid a second loss in a row to a ranked team. It's California and Westchester next.
Hello everyone, and we welcome you to Farrell Stadium here on the campus of Westchester University, where today the Vulcans of Cal U will take on the Golden Rams of Westchester in a PSAC crossover matchup. My name is Tyler Harris, and alongside me is Cody Jeanette. And Cody, last game for Cal U didn't prove to be as successful as they had hoped.
Yeah, it was. It was a very heart-crushing loss to their rival IUP in the 5th annual Coal Bowl, falling to a final score of 20-7. And the main problem in that game, Tyler, was the 5 interceptions thrown by the California quarterbacks. So they're looking to really change things up here this week.
Absolutely. Last game for Westchester, though, a little bit of a better result in their end.
Yeah, they had a big comeback win against Kutztown. The final score of 22-21, and what's amazing about that is they were able to score 14 points in the final minutes of the game after facing a big deficit to come back and get in that game.
Absolutely, a very big comeback for Westchester, but you move on to the series history, Cody. Pretty close matchup overall.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty evenly matched. Westchester barely has the advantage with a 5-4 record, and last year when these two teams played, Westchester just barely edged out California with a final score of 37-34. So it's pretty tight overall.
Absolutely, close game last year, but we move on to the players to watch, Cody, and for Cal U, for the offense, it's the quarterback situation.
Yeah, that's a big situation to look at here because we saw both quarterbacks, both Harris and Schroeder, get playing time at IUP. So it's not official as to who will be starting this week, so we'll have to keep you updated on that one. But in terms of the defensive side of the ball, you got to look out for Branko Busick, who has 18 tackles in the previous 2 games alone, and 10 of them coming against IUP. So he's been the huge defensive presence for this Vulcan team on the defensive side of the ball.
He stepped up big as a starter so far, but as we move on to Westchester, Cody, the running back, Rondell White, he's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Rondell White, Westchester has been a huge ground game team all season long, and he's their primary weapon when it goes to that. And on the defensive side of the ball, you got to watch out for Ronell Williams, who was named PSAC East Player of the Week, and that is for very good reason, able to come up in those clutch times and bring those big stops whenever the other team's threatening.
Rondell White did very well against the Vulcans last year, so he's going to look to do the same this week. It's a hot one here in October, but nonetheless, it's going to be a very intense matchup. So stay tuned for first half action here on CUTV.
Do you want the latest scoop on California Vulcans football? Watch each week for highlights and analysis of last week's game, a preview of next week's game, and a look around the PSAC. Get pumped. Vulcan Football 2013, Tuesday through Fridays on CUTV. Watch CUTV online anytime, anywhere. Check out your favorite original programs, coverage of the biggest events on campus, and cheer on your Vulcan sports teams. CUTV. Log on. Tune in now. Visit cutv.calu.edu/live.
CUTV is your home for local high school football action. Sundays at 8:30, Thursdays at 5:30, only on CUTV.
There is a university built on an uncommon dedication to the whole student, where core values of integrity, civility, and responsibility are not just taught, but integrated into academic experience, creating a learning environment for personal life as well as professional life. California University of Pennsylvania.
Vulcan football brought to you by First Niagara, JD Waterproofing, UPMC Health Plan, Lee Supply Company, and Trib Total Media. We thank you for your support. And we welcome you back to CUTV's coverage of Vulcan Football 2013. And your Tale of the Tape, brought to you by JD Waterproofing, will prove to you guys how closely this matchup should come out to be, Cody. It's a very interesting Tale of the Tape indeed as you take a look at it there. Westchester leads in a lot of categories, though.
Yeah, they do. Including the total offense, 546 yards. That's something to really boast about compared to California's 315. Turnovers are dead even. Time of possession is very close. It's just that those offensive yards, that Westchester has the advantage of over California. But California really didn't have that much offensive possession last week, so they'll change those numbers quite a bit here, hopefully against the Rams.
IUP was able to do a very good job of playing good offense, playing good offense, keeping California's offense off the field. So overall, very good matchup last week, but this one should be interesting. But let's go ahead and pause for the national anthem. And that was the national anthem brought to you by Westchester's marching band. A very good performance there. We always like to see a good national anthem to kick off a great football game, Cody. And as we said, the Tale of the Tape actually proves to be in Westchester's favor. They're ranked number 17 in Division II, and that's for a reason, Cody.
That is true. It's a really even matchup. But the thing, like I said before, it's those offensive yards that really stick out, both passing and rushing in particular. In combining for a big total offensive number. But like I said, Tyler, California really didn't get that much offensive time last week against IUP, turning the ball over 5 times. So they really couldn't make a name for themselves, I guess you could say, if you will. But that's something they're really going to be looking to change here this week against Westchester. Yeah,
a lot of problems concurred on offense for the Vulcans last week. Cody Schroeder throwing 3 interceptions in the first half, being replaced by James Harris, transferred from Wake Forest. And James Harris wasn't able to do anything himself, not able to sync with the offense enough. They left James Harris in for the second half. Didn't prove to work out in their favor either there, where he threw 2 additional interceptions. So the Vulcans, especially the quarterback, struggled a lot, and the Vulcans really need to find their piece again on offense, start making those plays that they were able to against the end of against the second half of Hillsdale, against Kutztown, against Edinboro, and this is going to be a tough game to do it.
Yeah, it is a very hot afternoon here at Westchester. The temperature 80 degrees, very light winds, and 0% chance of rain. It says the temperature reads 80 degrees, but it feels like 81 right now. It feels it's a very hot October day, Tyler. We didn't expect this coming in, but the Vulcans are going to look to beat the Heat both from the weather and from the Rams.
Absolutely. The Rams are a very tough team, and they look to bring that heat, as you just said. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so don't be surprised to see some pink out there in the stands as well as on the field. As kickoff is away, Cody Nuzzo has a short kick. It's fumbled around the 20-yard line. Westchester player will take it up to about the 30-yard line, and that's where he'll be taken down. And Westchester's offense is going to take the field.
We're going to take a look at the starters for California's defense. Highlighted there is Dewey McDonald, who has always been the big presence for the defense. But our player to watch is the linebacker, Branko Busick, who had those 18 tackles these past couple weeks, and 10 of them coming against IUP. You know, lots of defense here on California's side of the ball.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how they maintain Rondell White, if they do at all. There's a receiver in motion. Quarterback takes a snap, and he hands it off to White. White's going to take it up the middle of the field for a short gain, maybe of a couple yards.
It was a nice hole that opened up on the near side for the running back to sneak through. It was a good start to the offensive line. And speaking of offensive line, here's the offensive starters for Westchester. Highlighted there is the running back, Rondell White, who is the really big number one threat. You just saw on him have the opening run of the game. You know, expect him to have a lot of carries and a lot of yards, and California's defense to really be tested.
Absolutely. Sean McCartney, another big position there. He's the quarterback as he takes a snap, hands it off to White again up the middle. He finds a couple holes, and he's going to be brought down right around the 43-yard line, but nonetheless, that's going to be a first down for Westchester.
First down, and Rondell White eyeing out those holes right from the backfield. You could see his line of vision going from side to side of the field. That's one thing that I'm noticing that he's really good at. That could be why he gets so many yards all the time. He's able to find those holes and sneak through any crevice that he can.
One of the top rushers in the PSAC, Cody, and possibly one of the top 10 in all Division II. McCartney takes a snap, and he throws it way over his receiver's head. Second down and 10 coming for Westchester.
And the pass looked like it was intended for number 23, Gerald Elder. Just not quite tall enough for that pass as it sails way over his head and goes out of bounds. Actually, no, I apologize. That was not Elder. That was Tim Kaiser, who was the intended receiver.
5'11", 190 out of Garnett Valley, Pennsylvania. He's a senior wide receiver, so expect him to have a lot of playing time tonight. McCartney sends a receiver in motion. He takes a snap and hands it off to White. He's going to go up the right side, more towards the middle, for a gain of about 5 yards.
He's nearing midfield now, entering California territory. The drive began right at the 30-yard line, so few plays into the game, they're already at midfield, and all three of the progressive gains, that the Rams have had came on the ground. We saw one pass attempt go incomplete, and the rest have been on the ground.
Absolutely, as we now enter 3rd and 6, ball on the 47-yard line for McCartney in the Westchester offense. McCartney is going to redirect his offense. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He takes a snap in the shotgun formation, throws it over the middle. Great defensive presence there, but the ball will be brought down incomplete for the first down.
And on the reception there was number 85, Eric Brundage, able to evade the defense there by Jawan Bryant. You know, that was a great coverage there, as you said, Tyler, but he's able to come up with the reception and a big gain and a first down for the Rams.
McCartney able to get it done through the air all season, and especially on that play there, as he's going to go back under center. Takes a snap, and he hands it off, but there's a flag on the play. Play is blown dead.
It looks like it will be a false start penalty against the Rams, so we'll see what the call is.
It'll be a false start on the offense, so that'll push him back about 5 yards. It's going to be 1st and 15 for the Westchester Golden Rams.
And I'm sure right now California will take any cheap yards that they can get, with White in the backfield, gaining those back and more if they want to make him work harder. So that's I'm sure they'll take any cheap yards that they can get.
In that close-up, you can see the heat radiating off the field there as McCartney passes over to the right. That's Rondell White. He finds some open running room, and he beats a lot of tackles, and he gets the first down. 15, about maybe a 17-yard reception for Rondell White.
Regardless of the penalty, the Rams coming up with this big first down as Rondell White was able to find some running room along the far sideline, just barely sneaking past the secondary. He's chased out of bounds, but still got enough for the first down. California really on their heels right now as the Rams are entering deep into Vulcan territory.
That 1-2 combination, McCartney and White, is going to be proven very tricky for the California defense. McCartney takes a snap, hands it off to White. White will take it up the middle, finds a little bit of a hole, but he's brought down right around the 30-yard line for a short gain.
They've gained about 50 yards on this drive so far, starting at their own 30. Now they've made it to the opponent 30. So the running game, as we've been saying, all open, Tyler. It's going to be the biggest threat for this Vulcan defense. They're really going to be tested for their rush defense. And the passing defense hasn't been too bad so far, forcing the one pass to be incomplete.
McCartney under center, single back formation. He's going to take the snap, hands it off to White on the left side. He's going to run up the left side. He finds a few holes, but he's met hard by the California defense. He won't get the first down, but nonetheless gets much closer than he was on the previous play.
And it took 3 defenders to get him down. Rondell White trying to get anything out of this that he can. He is so patient, waiting for the hole to open up, and then as soon as it did, he took advantage right of it. But then you see 1, 2, 3, looked like 4 guys it took to take him down. That just shows you how strong this guy's legs are. That's just a lot of perseverance there by White.
Absolutely. That offensive line doing a great job so far this year. Receiver in motion. McCartney takes the handoff, hands it off to White. White goes up the left side, and he'll be brought down by the California defenders. And it's actually not Rondell White this time, a new running back checking in. That's Brandon Mon, sophomore running back out of West Grove.
And on the tackle, with number 9, Corey Ford, busting through the line and bringing him down. There's a big stop there by the defense. You see he's all pumped up, tackling for a loss. It was the first loss of the drive for the Rams. That's going to be a little bit of a fuel for this Vulcan defense.
Well, it's 4th and 1, Cody. It's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. 10-10 left in the first quarter. Westchester's going to go for it. McCartney takes snap, hands it off to the running back, and he's going to get the first down. This time on the run, Rondell White.
Rondell White coming through in the clutch, moving the chains, and I think we have a timeout called on the field as both the sides, or the chains are moving, so they will stop the clock. It's a mini timeout, if you will.
Mini timeout allows the clock to stop to move the chains, gives Westchester a little bit of time on offense to figure out a play. Number 89 has to check out for the Vulcans. That's Jalen Fields. Helmet came off on the play, so by NCAA regulation, he has to step out for one play. McCartney takes a snap, rolls to the right. He's going to throw on the run, and it's going to be completed for what looks like a first down right around the 10-yard line.
And again on the reception was number 85, Eric Brundage, who had the reception earlier on in the drive to get enough for a first down. So this is his second first down conversion, and they will move the chains. But it's going to be just short of the goal. The first down marker looked like it'll be at the 2-yard line.
The current drive stat right there as you look at it, Westchester started right around the 22-yard line, taking it down to now the goal line. So a very impressive first drive here for Westchester. McCartney takes a snap, hands it off to Rondell White up the middle. He finds open running room, but gets tripped up right around the 4-yard line. He'll be brought down before getting into the end zone.
That was a good gain there by Rondell White. Once again, being patient, finding the hole, and taking advantage of it. This offensive line for the Rams has been doing a very good job opening up the holes for them, whether it be instantaneous or not. And that's really what it takes, that combination of opening up the holes and being patient, waiting for them to come open.
Center Derek Shaw's doing a good job opening up middle running rooms for Rondell White so far. Doing a good job, pushing the defensive line where they need to go, opening up the left side or the right side for Rondell White. McCartney takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself up the middle, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Westchester strikes first.
6-0 pending the extra point now as a quarterback keeper by Sean McCartney, and sneaks just barely across the goal line plane before he's met by the California defense just one tidbit too late. And the Rams are going to strike first here this hot afternoon in October. And as I said, it's 6-0 pending the extra point. We'll see the kicker attempt to add one more.
Sean Leo on the kick. It is up and it is good. So another point added onto the scoreboard. It's 7-0 Westchester. When we come back, first half action will continue.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
You are watching CUTV, California University Television.
Hello, everybody, and as you take a look at your first Niagara scoreboard, you see number 17 ranked Westchester leading California after their first drive of the game, 7-0 here at Farrell Stadium. 8:31 left in the first quarter. Cody, Farrell Stadium, rather. I apologize for the mispronunciation there. But Westchester looked very impressive on that first opening drive.
They did, and they looked really impressive on the ground. You know, about 90 or 95% of the drive came on the ground. There's a big offensive weapon there.
A long kickoff there by Westchester, but it'll be taken up by Terrell Roberson, and he'll be brought down right around the 26-yard line, and that's where the California offense will set up shop.
And speaking of California offense, let's take a look at the offensive starters for California, and it is number 12, Cody Schroeder, that will be starting for the quarterback position according to our graphic. Highlighted there is number 2, Trey Johnson, you know, one of the big receivers to watch, and Kawan Scott, Jeffrey Knox, all those offensive guys are ones to keep your eyes on.
Well, even though our graphic said Cody Schroeder is in under quarterback, it's actually going to be James Harris under center today. The California Vulcans making a big change, seeing if Harris can maybe lead this offense to bigger and better things. Harris is going to hand it off. Actually, he's going to keep it himself on a play fake, and he's going to throw over the middle. Receiver not so much open. Incomplete pass over the middle.
The pass looked like it was intended for number 15, Kawan Scott, and it was just overthrown. As we take a look at Westchester's starting defense, highlighted in there, and in yellow is Ronnell Williams, number 52, the linebacker, the PSAC East Player of the Week this past week. He was named that for a good reason, coming up with big defensive stops for this team. It's going to be a big test for Harris and the rest of this Vulcans offense.
Harris under center. He's going to take the snap, looks left, and he throws. It'll be completed for number 15 as he takes it up the sideline. He'll be brought down right around the 35-yard line.
Kawan Scott on the reception there that time. It wasn't overthrown him in the least. He threw it right at his face mask, able to come up with a completion and get just short of the first down marker. It's a good field position though for the third down attempt.
3rd and 3, ball on the 34-yard line. James Harris checking right now. He's got a sidecar to his left. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look over the middle. He's going to throw, and it's going to be complete to Desmian Green as he's brought down right around the 41-yard line. First down for the Vulcans.
They will move the chains. It will be enough. California initially bringing out the pass to start out the game. Quite contradictory to what Westchester was doing, attacking on the ground. But we've seen the air really provide a lot of yards for this Vulcan offense, and it's showing up here today.
Different quarterback in now. As we said, Harris is in. See how he does. He hands it off to Derek Fiore up the right side. He breaks it to the outside, but not a whole lot of running room. Nonetheless, he gains about 6 yards on the carry.
The Vulcans approaching midfield now. It's they're threatening to get into Westchester territory. So we see the running back that was running back break to the outside and try to find somewhat of a hole, but really had a last resort to go outside and got tripped up by the defenders, but still got a good gain nonetheless.
Absolutely. A lot of different running backs in for the Vulcans so far in the season. You had Fury, you've had Jeff Knox, you've had Nick Grissom as well. Harris takes a snap. Flag on the play. Derek Fiore is brought down in the backfield, but we'll see what the flag on the play is. It might have been a free play for the offense.
The flag was thrown right at the snap, so that leads me to believe that it might have been an offsides, but it could be an illegal formation. You know, it could be either way here as we await the head referee to make the call.
Well, the head referee's going to discuss with the line judges to see what they saw as well. They might have been lined up offsides is what they might be pointing at to. but we're not exactly sure. We'll see what the referee has to say. And it's going to be offsides on the defense. Coach Keller kind of happy about that one there as he sees a little bit more yardage given to his offense. It's going to be a move of chains as well, so it's going to be a first down for the offense. Keeps the drive moving even better than what they had expected, even after a short loss from Derek Fiore.
Yeah, and that play resulted in a positive gain, and it was enough for a first down, and we see them set up right around midfield.
Harris takes a snap, hands it off to his running back on the left side. That's Fiore. He takes it up, and he'll be brought down for a short gain of maybe 2-3 yards.
Fiore looking for a hole to open up on the middle side, but the defensive line for this Rams team standing up very strong, not letting anything like that happen. But he's still got what he could out of it, and going a few yards, but it's still positive.
We haven't seen any Jeff Knox yet in this game, as Harris checks up now, tries to draw the defensive line or linebackers off sides. Rumor is Jeff Knox is battling a foot injury, so we don't know if that's what's holding him out or not. Harris takes a snap, throws to his left. He has his open receiver there. That's Desmond Green, and it'll be just short of the first down.
That was a nice catch there by Desmond Green, reaching out and catching it basket style, it looked like. Coming up with the reception and in the double coverage, let alone Harris throwing into double coverage, going a little risky, but Desmond Green able to reach his arms out and bring home the fruit for the reception.
It'll be 3rd and 1. Harris hands it off up the middle. It's going to be to Fiore. It looks like Fiore definitely got the first down, as well but they might go ahead and measure it. It's going to be close nonetheless.
Yeah, the referee is signaling to stop the clock, and the chains have not moved yet. So they might be calling out for a measurement. The ball is spotted literally right at where the first down marker is. If we take a look at this replay, Tyler, it looked like to our eyes that he got enough, but because of that big stop by number 54, Eric Edwards, it's going to cause a measurement, and we'll see if his stop was to avail or not.
And he is short just by inches. It's going to be 4th and about 2 inches for the California Vulcans. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here. Their run game hasn't been very impressive so far this year. However, it has gotten increasingly better as the weeks have progressed. I could believe that the offense is going to stay on the field, though, Cody. I mean, 4th and 2 inches, you got to go for it.
Yeah, and we see Harris line up in the huddle, getting his offense ready. My prediction is that it might be a quarterback keep, but this Vulcan offense has surprised me this season, so you never know what can happen.
Harris takes a snap, hands it off to Fiore, and he's met in the backfield. He might have got it on the second try as he leaned forward, held the ball out over the first down line of scrimmage. First down line, it's going to be very interesting, Cody.
Yeah, it was a fantastic second effort there by Fiore, and they are giving him the first down, Tyler. They're moving the chains down now, and the Vulcans are setting up on offense. Once again, it wasn't a turnover on down, so they're still driving at the Westchester 39.
Harris under center. He's got 2 receivers to his right. Harris takes a snap, fakes the handoff to his running back, but a big blitz from Westchester will end any chance of that play. A big sack for the Westchester defense.
Wow, that was it looked like someone might have missed their blocking assignment for that. The cornerback coming in on the blitz. Wow, fantastic play there by the Westchester defense to bring James Harris down. That was number 52 on the stop, Ronell Williams. Tyler, the guy we've been watching out for all game.
Absolutely. He's only a junior, so he's even got a year after this year to help improve himself as an athlete and maybe even try to make it on to bigger levels of football, maybe professional, maybe CFL, AFL. There's a lot of different ways college athletes can go these days. Harris hands it up off the left side. It goes to Derek Fiore, and he'll be brought down on the sideline for a gain of about 6 or 7 yards.
Fiore getting a good chunk of that loss on the first down back with this run play up the far side. It was an immediate handoff off from the sidecar, and the defense was quick on it. And on the stop there, number 2 and number 42 for Westchester. That is Alhaj Shabazz and Drew Formica, who are coming up big. For Micah, I beg your pardon, for the Rams.
Harris directing his offense now. 2 receivers to each side. Takes a snap. He looks to the right. He's going to almost slip. He's going to get sacked again by the Westchester defense. Westchester playing very strong thus far.
Yeah, there really are 2 sacks now on this the past 3 plays. You know, coming up big, the defensive line really collapsing the offensive line in the pocket, and Harris forced to be hurried and sacked. And we're seeing the punt team come out now for California as they'll punt from about the 40-yard line or so, their own 40-yard line. And on a 4th down and 22, you would expect them to do that.
Ball is located on the 48-yard line. Surratt back to punt, and he fumbles the snap. It'll be recovered by Westchester's special teams right around the 29-yard line. And great field position for the Westchester offense to take over.
Westchester getting a break here as Surratt bobbles the snap, and it goes over his head. And he realized there was no avail. As soon as he saw 3 guys coming up to get the ball, there was no point in trying to kick it off.
Well, when Westchester has the ball, Cody, on offense, they're very great. 42 points average so far this season. Rushing, as you see, 255 yards per game. Passing, 291 from McCartney. California's defense can't really hold up to those numbers from Westchester.
Yeah, and then this week it's going to be a big test for them. And so far, they've only let up 7 points here in the first quarter. There's about 2 minutes and 52 seconds left.
McCartney hands it off to Williams, White rather, up the middle, up the right side a little bit, and he'll be brought down for a short gain.
There's a gain of about 2 or 3 yards or so, and going to the 27-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 7. But that was a good run attempt there by White to get any gain that he can. It seems like this running back, whenever it seems like there's nothing there, he still makes something out of it, and that's just fantastic.
Absolutely. Williams was a problem for the defense last week. White now the problem for them this week. 2:15 and counting on the first quarter. White takes it up the middle, and he'll be met immediately by the white jerseys of California for, if a gain of anything, very short.
Yeah, and once again, it still takes 2, 3, or 4 guys to bring this guy down. You know, he doesn't want to go down, and that's really dangerous because you could easily, with those many guys around you, you could lose control of the ball and fumble it. But he's been doing really good job maintaining control.
3rd and 5. Ball located on the 25-yard line. Westchester's offense, coaches rather, giving McCartney the coaching options now. McCartney takes the snap. He's going to look left, and he's going to throw to his left side, but way overthrown. Dewey McDonald kind of hits the receiver on the play, number 1 for Westchester, Eddie Elliott. But there will be no conversion on that 3rd down play.
Yeah, and this is the 2nd pass that McCartney has overthrown to his receivers. You know, Eddie Elliott just not barely tall enough to make that reception, but Dewey McDonald not taking any chances, bringing him down. And you see the field goal unit come on for the Rams as they look for 3.
Sean Leo out to kick this one. Leo's kick is up, and it is blocked by California's defense. Great job. We've seen a lot of blocked kicks from California in Hillsdale's first game of the year. There was 2 in that game. We haven't seen any since. We saw 1 extra point attempt blocked, but this is the 3rd blocked field goal for California so far this year.
Yeah, and that's one thing that they've really gotten better at this year, because I was looking at the records at Hillsdale whenever I was on radio side for that game, and I saw that they didn't really have that many blocked kicks or punts for a few years back. And California getting the ball back now, they're outnumbering the Westchester defense in scoring, but still the yards are very evenly matched. You know, so this offense is really going to be tested against this Westchester team. I keep saying that makes me think this team's back at school. You know, they're going to keep being tested here, but that's really what it is.
Harris hands off to Fiore up the right side. He'll go. He gets a good stiff arm in, and he'll take it out of bounds right around the 35-yard line, just a couple yards short of the 1st down.
Wow, and that was a great effort by Fiore there to break to the outside. He had 2 or 3 guys ready to meet him whenever he decided to cross over, but that great stiff arm there was what really led to the to the gain. It would have been a minimal gain, if anything, if that guy had stopped him and he not got his arm out.
It's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Vulcans. Ball located on the 34-yard line. Less than a minute left in the first quarter. Harris hands it up the right side again to Fiore. Fiore's going to drive ahead, get the first down, and some more as he's brought down around the 39-yard line.
They will move the chains on this play, and the holes are starting to open up. California's offensive line settling down a little bit, and Fiore doing a very good job spotting them out, being a little patient, waiting for them to open and taking advantage of them, and that's the key to a good running game. We've seen White do that all game so far, down in the last minute of the first quarter.
2 receivers to the left in shotgun formation. Harris hands it off to Nick Grissom on the outside. Nick Grissom gets his first carry of the game, and he's going to get maybe 2-3 yards on forward progress.
Yeah, Harris trying to fake out the defense a little bit there on that play with the fake reverse, but Westchester's ever keen eye was up, all up on that, and Tyler, it looks like they will wind the clock down. I'm not sure if they're going to try to sneak out one more play here. Harris better hurry up if he does.
Looks like they're just going to go ahead and let the clock roll out. 2 zeros on the scoreboard. So that'll do it for the first quarter here at Farrell Stadium. When we come back, second quarter action coming your way on CUTV.
CUTV is your home for local high school football action. Sundays at 8:30, Thursdays at 5:30, only on CUTV.
You're watching CUTV, California University Television.
Welcome back to our coverage of Vulcan Football 2013 here on CUTV. And as you take a look at your UPMC Health Plan second quarter scoreboard, Westchester leads California 7-0 as this is California's second possession of the game. Cody, the first one not ending so well on a missed punt conversion, a missed punt really. It was a bad snap over Surratt's head, and Westchester recovered the ball right around the 24-yard line. They missed a field goal on that play. Harris going to keep it up himself up the left side, though. Nice stiff arm as he gets a lot of yardage there. Not afraid to run the ball as Harris as he gets a first down and a lot more.
Yeah, that time it seemed like he had the Westchester defense a little bit on their toes. They expected Grissom to keep the ball. A lot of the defenders looking that way, and they were really fooled. But Harris keeping it for himself that time and able to sneak up the near side, find some room by the out-of-bounds line, and get some yards.
1st and 10 for Harris in the offense. He's going to check to see what kind of play the coaches want him to conduct. Nick Grissom, the sidecar, is going to switch to his right side. He's got a tight end on that same side as well as 2 receivers. Harris takes a snap. He's going to roll to the right. He's going to throw on the run, but it's going to be just short underneath Kawan Scott's hands, and it'll be in the turf for an incomplete pass.
And then the clock stops at 14:23 left to go in the second quarter. And it will be a second down and 10 for the Vulcans after that nice first down conversion by Harris. So Harris, once again, after the past few plays with the running game, going with the airmail again. And so far, he's hoping it proves to be as effective as it did in the first quarter.
Harris has a strong arm on him, Cody. So I won't be surprised rather to see him go long in future plays. Harris will take the snap. He hands it up the left side to Fiore. Fiore finds open running room, but he'll be brought down for a gain of about 8 yards.
It looks like he'll be just short of the first down marker, the first down being at the 32-yard line. But that was Tyler, if you look at the replay here, the offensive push here on the left side, you see some really good blocks there by this offensive line. It's really starting to settle down and note their assignments, and we're seeing a lot more gains for about 7 or 8 yards compared to 1 or 2 or 3 that we saw in the first quarter.
Looked like center Jack Abercrombie really doing a great job there, leading that offensive line. Fiore takes the ball up the middle, up the left side, more along the lines of, and that'll be a 3rd and 2 play. We'll see where he gets on that one. He should get the first down, but I think the refs are going to measure to get him.
Yeah, it looks like it's very close. The line judge is standing right where the first down marker is at the 32. And it looks like he'll be just short. It's 4th down and inches, Tyler, according to the scoreboard here at Westchester.
Ball's on the 33-yard line. They're going to stay out on the field. The offense is led by James Harris. Strong formation for Harris. Harris is going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Fiore up the right side. He has nowhere to run. Westchester with a big 4th and 1 stand, and they're going to take the ball back over on offense.
Yeah, it's a turnover on downs for the Vulcans. Fiore looking to escape on the far side to the outside, but still nowhere to go. The defensive line escaping their blocks and able to stop him in his tracks way in the backfield for a loss. And Westchester, the Golden Rams, will regain control.
A lot of risk running to the outside like that, Cody. But we take a look at the game notes for Westchester. Returned 16 starters from the 2012 squad, which fared very well in the PSAC East standings. 9th in the nation in total offense with 546 yards per game. So, Cody, this offense is very high-powered, as you're seeing right now against California. White's going to take the snap. White's going to take the ball, actually, on a handoff. Up the middle he goes for a gain of about 13 yards and gets the first down.
First down on a first down play. That's that's White for you, sneaking up the middle. He just seemed like he went in and out of that hole, going like Spider-Man walking through like a building or something. It's just like sneaking through and able to break for some extra yardage before the secondary could bring him down.
He's 5'11", 180 pounds, Cody, so kind of bigger back, but nonetheless he's got a lot of speed, so he's hard to bring down once he enters that defensive line. McCartney takes the snap, hands it off to White again. He's going to slip in the backfield, and he'll be brought down himself and touched right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, and if it weren't for that slip-up, I think we would have seen a repeat of the last play, with how patient he's been waiting for his opportunities to open up. But fortunately for the Vulcan defense, they get a little bit of a break as he slips up. There's 12 minutes left to go in the first half, and Tyler, it looks like the defense is really going to be really looking for a big stop here, and the offense looking to tie the game up.
2nd and 11 is the official stat now. Ball on the 50-yard line. McCartney takes a snap. He's going to look right. He's going to throw long. He has a receiver open, and it is caught right around the 20-yard line, and that's where the receiver, number 7, LaRon Lee, will be brought down. Big gain for the Westchester offense.
All of a sudden, McCartney going to the air, and it proves to be effective. If there isn't something that really can throw a defense off guard, I don't know how effective, what can be more effective than going through the air for a long pass after a million running plays in a row. That's a big play for the Westchester offense, and now they're threatening to score in the red zone.
Receiver in motion. McCartney's going to take the snap, hand it off to White. Up the right side he goes. He's going to go up the middle some ways, and he's going to keep the feet moving, and it's almost like a rugby scrum right around the 25, actually the 15, maybe the 13-yard line. Pretty good game there for Rondell White.
And it looks like if Rondell White were to get the first down and was brought down at the 11-yard line or so, they could get another free set of downs without scoring. We see where the drive started, Tyler. It started way back in Westchester's own end, but they've really been able to bring their offensive numbers through. Those numbers don't lie.
Absolutely. McCartney under center, hands it off to his running back. Up the middle he goes. That's Rondell White, and he'll be met right at the line of scrimmage for about no gain.
And it will be 3rd down and 2 for the Golden Rams, according to the scoreboard here. As we see Rondell White most likely will get the ball again, and California's defense giving all that they have to stop them in their red zone to prevent another touchdown and them getting a 14-0 lead.
3rd and 3, ball on the 13-yard line. McCartney takes a snap, hands it off to White up the middle. White has a lot of open running room, and he'll be brought down right around the 6-yard line, but nonetheless, that gives you first and goal.
It'll be first and goal for the Golden Rams, and Rondell White here showing his athleticism, hurdling over, looked like 3 players there that were laying on the ground, one of them his own player. The California defense bringing him down, but that doesn't faze him as he hurdles right over him, showing great athleticism, Tyler.
Absolutely. Dewey McDonald on the tackle on that one. A good wrap-up play. Not trying to shoulder tackle any players, especially within the 10-yard line, because shoulder tackling in there could lead to a dangerous play on offense and get them the touchdown. You want to make sure you wrap them up and bring them down. That's what Dewey McDonald does. White under center. And he's going to hand it off to a player up the right side. He goes, and he'll be brought down violently short of the end zone. But he'll be brought down right around the 1-yard line.
That on the run there was number 25, Tim Kaiser. Westchester changing things up a little bit, trying to throw the defense off guard, and they pretty much did with this big gain, trying to hurdle to get into the end zone, but falls just short. The Vulcan defense coming through there, and it's a big twist to get them right at the goal line.
White was running the Wildcat offense on that one. But McCartney's back under center this time. He's going to hand it off to White up the right side, and he's going to hold the ball out, and it's going to pass the goal line, and that's going to be another touchdown for Westchester.
13-0 pending the extra point. Rondell White coming through with a big gain of about 1 or 2 yards for the touchdown after the big shake-up play. Fantastic second effort there, lunging and placing the ball out over the end zone just before he got down. And the referee signals that it did cross the plane, so it is a touchdown for the Rams.
A great shot there by our camera 3 for the instant replay. The kick is up, and the kick is good, so that'll add the extra point on. It is now 14-0 Westchester. When we come back, the rest of the first half, actually, there's going to be a flag on the play. I apologize. We're going to see what the referees have come up with. We might have a re-kick, or it might be tacked on at the kickoff. We'll see what the penalty is. The kick is good, and it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct on Westchester, but it looks like it's going to be offsetting, so there will be no penalty. But nonetheless, we're going to go to break now. When we come back, the rest of the first half action here on CUTV.
Need to know what's happening in your area? CUTV News Center brings you your best local news. Events on and around campus. Local weather. Vulcan sports coverage. CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5.
You are watching CUTV, California University Television.
And we welcome you back. And we welcome you back to Farrell Field here at Westchester University. 9:10 left in the second quarter as Westchester is set to kick off after scoring 7 more points on the Rondell White touchdown run. Kickoff is away. Terrell Roberson going to take the kickoff as he goes up the right side sideline. And he's going to keep going and fighting for those extra yards, and he'll be brought down right around the 30-yard line.
California looking to get some decent field position on this on one of these drives, and this isn't too bad starting at their own 30-yard lines. We take a look at some game notes, Tyler. See second straight week versus a top 25 opponent, California, with a really tough schedule, and they're boasting a 10-10 record against the top 25. So even though they're faced with a tough schedule, they're really playing well for having such tough opponents.
They are very impressive as well, playing in the PSAC East. Cody, a pretty big winning record there. They'll look to continue that record here. Harris under center. He takes a snap, Hands it off to his running back, Fiore. He's going to go up the left side, and he'll be brought down for a short gain.
Fiore looked like he just barely escaped out of the backfield there on that play, but nothing doing for him. Just the effort to go outside was to no avail, and it's just brought down right at the line of scrimmage, Tyler. It is 2nd and 10 for the Vulcans.
No gain on that play, as you said, Cody. Fiore not able to come up with a whole lot of yardage in this game, but nonetheless trying to figure out a way to get past this Westchester defense. They have a great linebacking core, though, as they have a D1 transfer from James Madison on that team as well. Harris takes a snap, and he's going to be throwing it long. Receiver open, and that's going to be complete to Kawan Scott, and he's brought down right around the 15-yard line. He's able to hold on to the ball, even though that safety was all over him, trying to strip that ball out of his hands.
And there's that reception, Tyler, that you were talking about earlier on. You know, you said you expected Harris to go long with his arm, and that's exactly what he did there. And Kawan Scott doing a great job outrunning the secondary, eyeing the ball and catching it for the big reception. And now, all of a sudden, California threatening to score here.
Clint Passarella on the tough defense on that one. Harris takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Fiore up the right side, and he'll be brought down on the right around the what looks like the 13-yard line. It was actually a quarterback keeper there, Cody, by James Harris.
Yeah, James Harris looking for another big running play that he had in the last drive, like the one that he had then. And California needs to get to the 6-yard line to convert for the first down. They can get the first down without scoring here, so that's they get essentially 8 downs to convert here.
2nd and 8 for the Vulcans. It's going to be a run up the left side for almost no gain, maybe even a loss on that one.
And now Westchester's defense is going to be looking for a pass here. As we see the running play stops to no avail. You would expect Harris to go in the air here. He lines up with looks like 5 wide receivers and no men back. And Westchester's defense really looking for it. They would expect it on a 3rd and 9 with a scoring opportunity in the front window.
Harris in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He takes a snap, and he's going to keep it himself up the right side, but the defensive line proving strong for Westchester. Not going to let Harris get anywhere.
Harris trying to change things up a little bit, but looked like he might have bobbled the snap there a little bit, Tyler, as we saw there, but able to maintain control on the quarterback keeper. Maybe that was the little bit of play action that thought would throw Westchester off guard, but now we're just seeing the kicking team take the field for the 3-point field goal attempt.
It's going to be about a 30-some yard attempt, a very short 30-yard attempt, maybe about 32 yards. Nudo up, and it looks like it's going to be good, so California gets some points on the board now, as Westchester now only leads by 11 points. Cody Nuzzo, an impressive kick there. When we come back, the rest of the second quarter action here on CUTV as Westchester leads California 14-3.
High School Roundup, bringing you the best coverage of high school football in Western Pennsylvania. Tune in for scores, highlights, analysis, and the best plays from the previous week, plus previews and predictions of the week's biggest games, standings from across the region, and news from around the state. High School Roundup. Catch it Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on CUTV. You're watching CUTV, California University Television.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Farrell Stadium here at Westchester University as Cody Nuzzo puts 3 points on the board for the Vulcans, the first points of the game. 6:16 left in the first half as Westchester looks to receive the ball. The kick is away, and it's a pretty decent one. It'll be taken at the 5-yard line, and he'll go up the middle. He'll be brought down in a shoestring tackle by the California Special Teams. And we'll take a look at your PSAC East standings, and there you see, Cody, Westchester and Bloomsburg sitting atop.
Yeah, this division is pretty much evenly split here. We're seeing three teams at 2-0 division-wise up top, and then 3 teams at 0-2 down at the bottom. So the Bloomsburg and Westchester will be playing in their final regular season game before the championship playoffs start. So that's going to be probably one of the biggest games in PSAC East history to watch, granted that the standings still play out.
Absolutely. McCartney takes a snap and hands it off to Rondell White, and he's going to be met immediately by that California defensive line for no gain.
There's 6 minutes left to go in this first half. California looking for a big stop on defense to get the ball back and put some more points on the board. They want to cut the deficit as much as possible going into the locker rooms at halftime. You know, Tyler, it's the team that scores in the last few minutes of halftime that really carry the momentum going into the second half. So you're expecting California to do all that they can to make it them in their case.
Absolutely. McCartney takes the snap. Hands it off to Rondell White again for a short gain. It's going to be third and about 6 yards for the Westchester offense.
Westchester faced with a third and moderately long down. This 6 yards is considered long, considering that they really haven't had very many third down situations. But when they have had them, they've been fairly short. So that's the situation they're looking at right now. California really standing strong here late in the second quarter.
Ball's on the 26-yard line. Shotgun formation for McCartney. So there's probably going to be no chance of a Rondell White here. They're going to look to let McCartney use his arm to his advantage. McCartney takes a snap and he looks left. He's going to throw, and met as he throws, and it's going to be incomplete. McCartney brought down hard, a little slow to get up. It's going to be fourth down for Westchester.
3 and out here for Westchester, their first 3 and out of the game. But yeah, we see McCartney hit as he threw, and that's the maybe a little slow to get up because you might not have expected him coming. He came in low, and the pass went over his head, so he probably didn't see him coming and was just taken aback a little bit.
Absolutely. So a chance for good for field position here for California's offense pending the punt. Snap is taken. It's up and away. It'll be a shorter punt. It's going to bounce moderately as it rolls to about the 30-yard line. It's going to continue rolling and touched by Westchester right around the 27-yard line. But we go ahead and look at your PSAC West standings, Cody. California, after a loss to Indiana, now drops to third in the standings behind Gannon.
Yeah, and that's the game that counted. Indiana now has 2-0 in division play compared to California's 1-1 after defeating California. So an early division matchup, but that's going to prove to be really key for Indiana. And at the in the middle, you have Clarion, Slippery Rock, and Edinboro all battling it out. 3 pretty evenly balanced teams. So this PSAC West, it's going to be a battle to the end.
Absolutely. A lot of big games coming up later in the year for California as well. Slippery Rock, Mercyhurst. As the play is called dead at the snap, we'll see what the officials say about it. It's going to be a false start on the offense, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Vulcans.
And California faced with a situation where they have to gain 5 extra yards. You know, with how this offense has been, it's been really pushy to get the yards. You know, Westchester's defense has been standing up pretty strong. It's just an extra task that they have to overcome.
Harris takes the snap. He looks to the right. He looks left. He's going to keep it himself up the middle. Shoestring tackle, though, by Westchester's defense will only allow Harris to gain maybe 3 or 4 yards.
Regardless of the gain, it's still a chunk of what the penalty costed them. And we take a look at the replay. Harris, you know, looking right, looking left, saw nothing upfield, decided to keep it for himself, and did all that he could. It's better to get 3 or 4 yards on a short gain than throw an incomplete pass.
I apologize on that when he actually lost yardage. What looked like in the replay, the shotgun formation threw me off. So it's actually going to be 2nd and 16 now as Harris takes a snap. He's going to look over the middle. Long pass. He has Scott open. Scott able to hold on to it. He fumbles it a little bit, but nonetheless, he holds on to it. Big first down play for the second down play, rather, for the Vulcans.
That's another reception by Kawan Scott. Another big reception here to get California really out of a jam. They had their backs against the wall, faced with a long second down, and that was some great coverage there by Alaj Shabazz, the defensive back for Westchester, but Kawan Scott able to maintain possession and get the reception.
Kawan Scott struggled last week against Indiana to hold on to the ball, but not this week as Harris throws to his right again to Kawan Scott, and that should be another first down as he goes out right around the 25-yard line. Like I said, enough for a first down, Cody.
Yes, we take a look at this. Take a look at the replay. This play was all timing, Tyler. Kawan Scott was at a full sprint towards the out-of-bounds line. You know, Harris had to really time his throw and lead him into it and not throw it out of his reach or too far out of bounds. That was just a fantastic play there to get the first down.
That was a nice post route by Scott on that play. As Harris is back under center, he's going to take the snap. He's going to throw to his left, and Mike Williams is going to slip on the turf a little bit, not able to get up and catch that one in time, a little bit overthrown.
Yeah, the pass was just a little bit overthrown. Mike Williams just not barely tall enough to receive it. There's just over 3 minutes left to go in the half. California, this is ideal. California was looking for this. They wanted to get more points on the board before the half, and going back on the timing tangent again, they'll have to get one more stop from Westchester, it may seem like.
Absolutely. Westchester is going to get the ball in the second half, Cody, so California's going to get the ball. Westchester chose to receive, so they like to get extra points on the board before half. Harris over the middle into the end zone, overthrown to Nadir Brown. Good defensive coverage there from Westchester.
Very good defensive coverage, and Nadir Brown might have just fallen a little bit short on his route. Either that or the pass was overthrown, but regardless, it will be a third down now. A third down situation for the Vulcans as Harris going all or nothing here, throwing into the end zone on that play.
Finally trusting his arm, which is a fairly good arm, is Harris, and so far it's been proven fairly well, getting a lot of big yardage gains, especially to Kawan Scott, his favorite receiver so far. Three receptions for Kawan Scott, and they're going to look to continue that here in the rest of the game. Harris takes a snap. He's going to step up, and he's going to be pressured and brought down in the backfield on a 3rd and 10 sack.
And on the sack there for the Rams, so it's number 33, Byron Cooper, sneaking through the line. You know, coming in from the outside, you see him sneak in right there, and then he meets Harris with his back to him. Harris didn't even see him coming. So it's just the unfortunate event for Harris and the Vulcans offense. But now they're faced with a 4th and long. It looks like they're taking a little bit of time to decide what to do.
Yeah, they might let the play clock run out, Cody, and either take the delay of game or take a timeout as well to maybe assess what they have to go through. It's going to be 4th and 15, ball on the 29-yard line. So according to my math, if I'm not mistaken, Cody, it'll be a 42-yard attempt for Cody Nuzzo. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout by California now. 2:12 left in the first half. But we're going to go ahead and look at the PSAC headlines, though, Cody. And the PSAC headlines are very interesting. A lot of big offensive teams in the PSAC, Cody. Bloomsburg being one of them. And 6 teams averaging over 400 yards of total offense. The Bloomsburg University running back leads the nation in rushing yards per game in Division II, which is an amazing stat, Cody. 5 teams in the PSAC ranking in the top 25 in rushing yards per game.
Yeah, and that's been the story for a lot of the teams in the PSAC. You know, a lot of these teams this year have been really offensively driven. We haven't seen too many defensive stands. You know, a lot of high-scoring games have been going on this season. You know, we haven't seen very many, like, say for example, 7-3 or 9-6 finishes. It's just a really big offensive division this year in 2013.
Well, it's going to be 4th and 15, and the offense is going to stay out for the Vulcans. They're going to trust their defense to hold Westchester in the last 2 minutes of the first half if they don't convert here on 4th down. Harris takes a snap. He throws over the right side. He's got the length in the receiver, but there's going to be a lot of contact. And there's the flag on the play. The California players are looking for it, and they finally might have gotten it. They're calling for pass interference. But the question is, was the ball playable?
It looked like it was playable based on where it landed from where I could see, but as we take a look at this replay, the defender was obviously all over Kawan Scott, and there it was. He could have easily leapt up to catch that, just barely landing on the white mark to mark the out-of-bounds line of the end zone, and it wasn't like it went through the goalpost or anything, so the referee threw the flag, and it looks like it'll be pass interference.
And the official call will be pass interference on the defense, and I believe they made the right call, Cody, because as we take a look at the replay, you'll see the pass from Harris. And Kawan Scott's got a lot of size to him. He's a very tall receiver, being 6'4", and he could have easily been there in position to jump up and catch that ball and keep a foot in before going out of bounds in the back of the end zone. So I believe the referees might have made the correct call here. Obviously the Westchester fans not in agreement with the call, but with 2:06 left in the first half, Cody, this puts California in great field position, ball on the 14-yard line to make something happen on offense.
Yeah, California got a very good break there as they have first down now at the 15. Fresh set of downs for the Vulcans.
Absolutely. Like I said before, you get points here and you get the ball back in the second half. But Harris will hand the ball up the middle to Fiore, but he's going to be met immediately at the line of scrimmage and brought down by that tough purple defense of Westchester.
And Westchester not messing around. Their goal line defense has been really strong. We saw them cancel out one of California's other scoring threats, but California managed to escape it with a field goal. So that's where they got their 3 points. California looking for more than a field goal here as we see them threat for a touchdown, and they will get the ball back in the second half.
Harris takes a snap. He's going to look right, and he's going to throw. Almost intercepted by Westchester. Accuracy not exactly what Harris wanted on that one.
Yeah, Harris didn't want anything to start a repeat of last week at IUP. With the 5 interceptions all game. He's looking to play a clean game here today. Kawan Scott on the intended receiver, it looked like. But that's the Harris trying to be careful with his passes. And that one may have slipped away from him a little bit, but fortunately it wasn't a turnover.
It's going to be 3rd and 10, ball on the 14. 1:30 left in the first half. Harris taking play calls from the sidelines now. And I would imagine the play clock's getting low. They're going to take the timeout now. California taking their second timeout of the half. But while we have a chance, we're going to go ahead and look at the games around the PSAC, Cody. A lot of interesting matchups there, all crossover matchups this week between PSAC East and West opponents. And you go ahead and take a look at the schedule.
And we have Bloomsburg at Gannon and Cheney and Mercyhurst, Seton Hill at Shippensburg. The list goes on. Every team, no team is playing each other from the same conference here this week. Millersville, Indiana, Indiana's still at home. On a good homestand, defeating California, and they're looking to defeat Millersville from the PSAC East.
Bloomsburg and Gannon's a very interesting game, Cody, because each of those teams are in the top of their conferences. Bloomsburg being number 1 in the East, Gannon being number 2 in the West. Even though Gannon has been not up to par in years past, they're a very impressive team this year, Cody. A lot of good offense, very strong defense as well, proving to cause a lot of problems for the West teams.
Yeah, they're caught off guard by Gannon's performance this year. They're really the surprise team of the year, if you will. But it seems like in all sports, every year you have those teams that rise from the ashes and make a name for themselves in a certain year.
Absolutely. Could give Bloomsburg a little bit of trouble, but with that kind of offense, it's going to be tough. Harris takes a snap, almost gets hit as he throws. Williams takes it up the right side. It'll be close to the touchdown, but Harris able to stay patient in the pocket as he sees out of the corner of his eyes the defenseman coming, though.
Yeah, he just stands there and wham, he gets hit hard by the defender, and Harris, just barely getting the ball off in time to Williams, and Williams with a lot of yards after the completion.
Westchester takes a timeout, Cody, so we're going to go ahead and look at the play again, though. But watch his patience and watch this hit for Harris. He knew the hit was coming, able to brace himself a little bit. Williams a great job holding on to the ball. Knee goes down right around the 1 yard line, Cody. So a great play overall. Harris is unfazed, though. He gets right back up and gets right back to the line of scrimmage to try to put the ball the rest of the way into the end zone. With a minute 16 left, they've done a good job with clock management. They've done a good job on this drive also, not forcing any turnovers. Definitely cleaned up their game a lot so far.
Yeah, you're very right. Compared to last week's shaky start against IUP, it's certainly a big rebound for them in this game. If they can go into halftime with a 14-10 score, I'm sure they would be satisfied with that. Westchester scoring 14 points early on, and their defense seems to have settled down a lot. And if they can get the last score of the half, that can just fuel the spark in that locker room for them to come out of the gate even stronger in the second half. Absolutely.
As we see Harris keeping himself to push it into the end zone. It looks like he might have gotten it, and there's actually might have been a fumble on the play. Westchester comes out of it, but they're going to say Harris was down before the ball came out. Harris is also going to be short of the end zone. So it's going to be 2nd and 1, and time is ticking away now, 56 seconds and counting.
2nd and goal for the Vulcans. They're right on the front doorstep of the end zone. They already busted through the front door of the red zone, and the end zone front door is looking very weak right now, but it put up one last fight.
And there's Harris again on the run, and it's going to be a touchdown now as a little extracurricular activity takes place after the play. So California getting their first touchdown of the game, their first offensive touchdown in 2 games, Cody.
14-9 pending the extra point as we said. The quarterback Harris just barely snuck into the end zone, just enough for the score with 39.8 seconds remaining, and Cody Nuzzo out to make it a 14-10 game and a 4-point deficit.
Absolutely, Cody Nuzzo definitely getting more accurate as the years progress here now, Cody. As Harris takes a snap and he holds it. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So it's going to be 14-10. Westchester still leads California, but nonetheless, when we come back, the remainder of the first half here on CUTV. Stay tuned.
Need to know what's happening in your area? CUTV News Center brings you your best local news. Events on and around campus. Local weather. Vulcan sports coverage. CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5.
You are watching CUTV, California University Television.
And welcome back to our coverage of Vulcan Football 2013 here on CUTV. And as you see on the UPMC Health Plan scoreboard, Westchester still leads California 14-10, but California, an impressive couple drives, finally gets the ball into the end zone under the coordination of Harris. And that ball is going to go out of bounds. The receiver might have tried to let it go out of bounds on the sideline rather than in the end zone for the touchback because you get a penalty, get to take the ball right around the 45-yard line. But nonetheless, the touchback, ball will be taken at the 25-yard line, and that's where Westchester's going to set up shop.
Westchester will get one last hurrah here in the first half. There's 39.8 seconds remaining. So, Tyler, the running game has been effective for Westchester as of now in the first half, but it's not necessarily the best strategy when you're going for clock management. So you might see McCartney go through the air, but they've surprised me all game. So I'm not sure what Westchester has up their sleeve, but California's defense better be ready.
It looks like the Westchester's actually just going to take the knee here, and that's in fact what they're going to do, as that should end the first half as time is now ticking away. A good first half for both teams. The Vulcans really stepping up on offense now, especially with Harris's first official start of his young California career. Going through the air to Kawan Scott, his favorite target. The running game getting a little bit better with Fiore back there rather than Jeff Knox this week. Jeff Knox sidelined due to a foot injury. So a pretty impressive first half for both teams. But that'll do it for the first half nonetheless. When we come back, second half action is underway. It's an interesting game, everybody. So you want to stay tuned to see how this one pans out. Stay tuned here on CUTV.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
CUTV always has the action, and now you can too by ordering CUTV programming on DVD. To own your favorite CUTV moments, just send $16.95 in a check payable to SAI, care of CUTV Programming Order, 250 University Avenue, California, PA 15419. Order now.
Need to know what's happening in your area? CUTV News Center brings you your best local news. Events on and around campus. Local weather. Vulcan sports coverage. CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5.
High School Roundup, bringing you the best coverage of high school football in Western Pennsylvania. Tune in for scores, highlights, analysis, and the best plays from the previous week, plus previews and predictions of the week's biggest games, standings from across the region, and news from around the state. High School Roundup. Catch it. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on CUTV.
Back to Vulcan Football 2013, brought to you by First Niagara, JD Waterproofing, UPMC Health Plan, the Lee Supply Company, and Troop Total Media. We thank you for your support. And as you know, Cody, it was a very interesting first half as the score ended up being 14-10 in Westchester's favor. We go ahead and take it to Trip Total Media halftime stats, though, and you, the fans at home, get to see exactly how this played out.
Yeah, the offenses have been lopsided both ways. Westchester had the rushing in their favor. California had the passing in their favor. Total yards pretty much dead even, really close, about 8 yards of a difference. But the time of possession, California barely won it out. And turnovers, California turned the ball over on downs one time after not converting on a fourth down. So that's the only turnover of this game so far. It's been a relatively clean game. We only saw 4 penalties, 3 in favor of Westchester, 3 towards Westchester, 1 towards California. It's been really clean overall, and I think that's what California has been looking for after last week at IUP.
Absolutely, but we go ahead and take a look at the highlights of the first half, again presented to you by Trip Total Media. You take a look there. There's McCartney taking it himself up the middle as he gets the first points of the game. A relatively hard tackle there from California's defense as C.J. Townsend. And there is the blocked field goal attempt there for Westchester that would have taken it to be a bigger lead for Westchester, but California's special teams have been doing good so far all year.
And then this is the running back White running through to break to the end zone, just barely breaking the plane for the touchdown. That made the score 14-0 in favor of Westchester. But then there were a couple sequential long pass completions from Harris to Kawan Scott. The first one resulted in a field goal that made the score 14-3, and then we saw a repeat of that drive. We saw Kawan Scott come up with another big pass. And this is the replay that led to the 1-yard touchdown run by California to make it 14-10, and that is where we stand right now going into the second half. 15 minutes have been put on the clock. California will receive the ball, so that's all in their. It's looking all in their favor right now, as they got the last 7 points of the half, and they will be getting it back again to score and possibly take the lead here on the opening drive of the half.
That's right. They just got to make it happen on offense for themselves. Harris getting that 1-yard touchdown run to make it 14-10. But Harris has shown a lot of charisma in this game so far, Cody. Not afraid to keep it himself, keeping calm under pressure, letting the play evolve and develop. Not afraid to take hits, especially you saw that on the run that he kept himself for a 17-yard game, and you saw it in the pocket there whenever he got crushed by that Westchester defender to set up Mike Williams to get the ball to the 1-yard line on that pass over the middle. So James Harris stepping up big time when he's needed, especially against a very tough ranked, 17th ranked Westchester team. And the coaching staff so far must be happy with their decision to start Harris over Schroeder. Harris is doing a good job, though, adjusting that first-string offense. Leo's kick is away. Roberson receives it at the original line of the end zone. Roberson's going to take it up the left side, and he's going to be brought down right around the 27-yard line. That's where Harrison Company is going to set up shop.
That was a good run back there by the return man. It was if you take a look at the replay here, he took it about 1 or 2 yards deep in the end zone, did a little bit of a spin move to orient himself properly, and then snuck his way up the far side. I thought he could have, if he would have broken away from that last line of defenders, he had nothing but green in front of him. It would have been a return for a touchdown, and that would have been a huge spark, if anything, for California. That would have been exactly what they're looking for. What the doctor ordered is what a lot of people say, but that would be what he prescribed for these Vulcans.
2 players in motion. Those are both tight ends. A receiver in motion now for Harris. Harris is going to take the snap, hand it off to his running back, actually keep it himself, stiff arms the defender, and throws the ball to a potential receiver. I believe that's Mike Williams on the sideline, but the ball is incomplete.
That was a very fortunate series of events for Harris. It was a great job for him to get rid of it. Throw the ball away. He was facing about a 15-yard loss or so if that defender brought him down, but a great stiff arm there to send him down to the ground, and getting rid of it to Williams, his only intended receiver. It would have been intentional grounding if he just threw it away, and that would have been a big penalty.
He must have played some running back in his collegiate career earlier, maybe in high school levels or college levels, because he's got a very nice stiff arm. We've seen it a few times in this game. Harris is going to take the snap, hands it off to his running back up the right side. It goes to Fiore. There's going to be a face mask there, and there's the official flag. You saw Fiore's head kind of get torqued really bad, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at it after the call from the referee. And there you see the official call is the face mask. We'll take a look at it, Cody.
Yeah, the face mask is very dangerous. There it was, the head spin after the defender grabbed the face mask, and it's one of those really dangerous but unintentional penalties because defenders do anything they can to bring the running backs down, and unfortunately sometimes they end up grabbing a handful of mask, and it costs them 15 yards.
Absolutely. Eric Edwards, the guilty person on that one. Schroeder keeps it himself, rolls out to the right in and out of the breadbasket of his receiver. Incomplete pass.
Harris scrambling to the near side, trying to find an open receiver. He's been in the second half doing a pretty good job at maintaining possession of the ball and not letting the defenders phase him. But like you said, Tyler, he's been really, really good at that all game. As we saw earlier on, he was getting ready to throw a long pass, saw the defender coming, willing to take the hit, but manages to get the ball away in time every time.
Scott, the intended receiver on the play. But Schroeder's going to look past that play. 2nd and 10, ball on the 47. Sidecar to his right. Harris throws over the left side towards the middle to Desmond Grain, and Desmond will get about 6 yards on the catch.
There's some yards after completion there on that play. Coming up through for a third down now. It'll be a 3rd down and about 5. Trying to get a second effort there, going for the extra yardage, but to no avail. And it's about 3rd down and 3 for the Vulcans, but there's flags on the play.
Well, that foul is on California. So it'll be a repeat of 2nd down according to the referee. But according to the scoreboard and according to the plays that have been called, it should be third down. And it looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 8 for the Vulcans. Ball located now on the 49-yard line. Harris taking some orders from the sideline, trying to spread it to his players. Sidecar to his right, that's Fiore. Harris takes a snap, hands it off to Fiore up the right side. He goes. He finds some open green, but not able to get past the defense of Westchester, and that'll force a 4th down.
It is stopped right around midfield, the first down marker being at the 43-yard line in Westchester territory. The Vulcans forced to punt on their opening drive of the half, and that is that's something that Westchester was really looking for. You know, their defense, it seems like they're starting to let up a little bit to give California more offensive gain and more points. So that's what they were looking for out of the gate, and they succeeded.
California looking to not repeat the last punt attempt. It's going to be a clean snap. It's going to be a clean kick away, too, for Andrew Surrett, but it's going to bounce backwards and be touched at around the 20-yard line, and that's where McCartney and company are going to take and set up shop for the Westchester offense. But you go ahead and look at the AFCA Top 25, Cody. Indiana still ranked number 7 after that win against California last week. Then you got other teams in the PSAC and from around the area, Bloomsburg being ranked number 9 now. Super Region 1 team, Shepherd in the 12th spot, a very tough team this year. And you also got Winston-Salem from down in North Carolina, 16, and then Westchester ranked 17.
Yeah, and these teams are always so competitive with one another. Like, that may look like a top 25 list, but you could easily mix and match them based on a matter of opinion because it's just the competition's just been so tight overall.
McCartney back to pass over the middle. It goes to his receiver. It's going to be complete and brought down right around the 40-yard line.
And on the reception there was number 7, LaRon Lee, getting the good gain for the first down for the Rams. Coming first down, not messing around, getting a good pass up the middle. A nice catch there, leaping up in the air a little bit. It might have been overthrown possibly, but still able to come down with it was Lee, and it will be a first down for the Rams.
Lee, a very talented receiver for the Rams, one of McCartney's favorite targets throughout the year. McCartney takes a snap, fakes a handoff, fakes a pump fake, goes to White on the screen, and White will be brought down right around the 45-yard line for a gain of about 5 yards.
It looked like a little bit of an emergency dump pass to Rondell White after the pass, but this was a good defensive stop here by number 96 for the Vulcans. That's Noah Taylor. You know, he's able to see White sneaking out to the far side and not letting him break for very many yardage. So it was a great stop by him on that defensive line to bring him down.
Defense is in his blood. His former NFL player Jason Taylor is his brother. Nonetheless, White hands it up, takes the handoff up the middle. It goes for about a short gain, but a helmet popped off there for what looked like a Westchester player. It'll be a lineman's helmet who popped off, number 53. That's Derek Shaw, so he's going to have to come off for one play due to NCAA rule.
Yeah, and there will be a third down and short for the Rams. It'll be 3rd down and 1 according to the scoreboard here. It's a very, very short third down conversion. They had a lot of those in the first half. They were able to, the third downs really didn't faze them that much. So the Vulcans looking to improve on defensive stance here, stopping the conversions.
White will take the ball up the center. He goes, and he's going to be met right at the first down line, that midfield line. That's the 50-yard line. A lot of lines in that sentence, Cody, but nonetheless, it's going to be interesting to see if he got the first down. It's going to be real close.
It looks like they're going to spot him just short. Oh, no, the official just signaled first down. He did get it. It was just enough, and they are moving the chains with 11:03 left to go in the third quarter, Tyler. And like I said, the third down conversions, Westchester was able to pull through on a lot of them, if not all of them. I don't have the exact stat in front of me. But that's it's one thing that really hasn't phased the offense here today.
Absolutely. As a timeout is now taken by Westchester, McCartney signaling the timeout. But the Westchester coach now arguing that he didn't want the timeout. There's a lot of confusion on the field right now, Cody.
Well, the coaches are pointing to the scoreboard. They're talking to the line judge right now, and they're pointing at something on either the scoreboard or the play clock. Might have been the play clock might not have resetted. Maybe the time was running down or something, but it was obviously a clock issue. It had to have been. That's the only thing that runs with the scores and everything. The scores and the timeouts left are all static, but that's that looks like to be the issue here. But I'm sure the officials are just as confused as me right now.
Absolutely. Bill Swan, Sr., the head coach for Westchester, almost blowing a head gasket as he yells at his quarterback and the receiver to try to fix whatever the problem is. Like we said, it's probably with the play clock. It might have been the fact that the clock was still running whenever they moved the chains and they never stopped the clock, so they want those extra couple seconds put back on the clock so they're able to get, every second possible out of this game. Westchester wants enough time to work their offense and doesn't want those extra couple seconds to play a factor if it has to come down to it in the last couple of seconds of the game.
They are resetting the game clock. I'm able to read the officials' lips. The game clock was the issue here, and they're going to reset it to maybe a different time. It reads 10:43 right now at the moment, but there might be a change. So you see a little bit of confusion here.
Nonetheless, though, Cody, a very impressive second half so far by both teams. California standing strong on defense as of right now as Westchester drives. They got to find out a way to stop Rondell White, very impressive running back for this team. Just doing a great job of, executing on offense. The offensive line doing a good job of finding its hole, making holes for Rondell White to go up. A lot of rushing yards. The halftime stat for Rondell White was 74 yards rushing, so California doing a good job against the run defense so far.
Both teams are lined up. It looks like they're ready to resume play.
Absolutely. Clock issue fixed now. McCartney under center. Pressure, but he's going to keep it himself. Up the right side he goes, and he's going to go down right around the 45-yard line. Westchester now enters California territory.
Westchester busting through midfield, entering the California end of the field, and looking to the score here. That's one thing they've really been strong with, piling on the points and everything.
Absolutely, as clock now ticks down, 10:22 left in the third quarter.
And Tyler, I just got word that the clock issue was from the play clock. It went to 1 second and they called the timeout, but they didn't reset the play clock.
Glad that issue is fixed now as the handoff is taken up the left side. It went for Rondell White. It's going to be third down and about 7 yards now. Ball located on the 47-yard line.
Westchester trying to drive and get more points to add on to their lead. That's one thing that they've really done all year long is pile on the points. They're faced with a third down now, but the third down conversions really haven't been a problem for them, even though this one may be a little bit more on the lengthier side. It's a 3rd and 7. They've been faced with 3rd and short most of the time, but it still doesn't seem to be a factor at all.
Snap taken by McCartney. He's going to drop back, look, and throw. Finds his receiver. A big hit from Dewey McDonald. A shoulder tackle shouldn't be enough for a first down, but we're going to see what the officials say.
Dewey McDonald, wow, what a hit there on the receiver. It looked like when he went down, he dropped the ball, and California was treating it as a fumble, but man, that was a big hit. But you can see the receiver was down. White was down by contact, and so the ball coming loose had no effect. But that's looks like they aren't moving the chains. It will be 4th down.
Big stop by Dewey McDonald in the defense. A transfer from Fairmont State, stepping up big. The punt is up, almost blocked, but it's away. Head over heels it goes. It's going to bounce backwards, help out California a little bit, and it'll be touched right around the 12-yard line. So that's where Harris and company are going to go ahead and set up shop. But we go ahead and look at the D2Football.com Top 25 poll right around the same sort of stats, Cody. Rankings at least. Indiana ranked 7th now in that poll. Bloomsburg ranked 9 in the AFCA, ranked 11 in this one. Shepherd ranked 13th. Winston-Salem ranked 16, where they're ranked in the AFCA poll, and Westchester down to 19 in this poll as well.
Yeah, both of the polls are relatively similar in terms of where the PSAC teams are located. So that just goes to show you how competitive this division is overall in all of Division II football.
Harris takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to throw long over the middle. It goes almost intercepted, but Westchester fans looking for the flag for the offensive pass interference. No flag thrown, though. Kawan Scott might have gotten away with that one there, Cody.
Yeah, Kawan Scott was the. There is some kind of call that is going to be made here on the play, but Kawan Scott, I agree with you, Tyler. It was a little shaky there. Could have gone either way, probably.
Not one flag thrown on that play, Cody, even though I thought it might have been an offensive pass interference. Nonetheless, the referees didn't think so. So California gets away with that on 2nd and 10, ball on the 13. Harris takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself up the right side. He goes. Jukin trying to make something happen. He'll be brought down right around the 15-yard line for a short gain.
Yeah, very short gain, and California will be faced with a 3rd down and moderately long yards, with about 7 or 8 yards on that on their 3rd down play. But Harris trying to make something happen. We've seen him come through with a couple big runs, so that's the he's saying, hey, I can do that again, but this one to no avail, and it's 3rd and long.
Cody Schroeder earlier in the year proved himself as more of a stay behind the line of scrimmage quarterback. Harris not so much, though. Harris is going to go ahead, take the snap. He's going to look left, and he's going to step up and throw to Mike Williams. And Mike Williams is hit hard by the Westchester defender. No 3rd down conversion on that one.
And on that hit, Tyler, was number 52, Ronell Williams, the guy we've been keeping our eye on all game. But Mike Williams really met as soon as he caught it. It was a surprise to me that he was able to maintain possession after that hit. That was a big hit by Ronell Williams on that play. But California is now forced to punt as they fell short of the 1st down. It's 4th and 2, so they will punt it away.
The punt is up and away. Surratt has been a pretty good punter for the Vulcans so far this year. It's going to be fair caught right around the 45-yard line. So good field position for the Westchester Golden Rams. But Cody, if you're interested in what we do here at CUTV as far as our broadcasts go, there's always ways to check out what we do, and that's online at cutv.calu.edu. You can check out any live program streaming, especially if you're out of our viewing area. If you're in a viewing area, it's a good way to watch, but especially if you're not able to pick up our channels, Channel 61 on Armstrong and Channel 17 on Atlantic Broadband. So also, another good way to watch is YouTube, very popular thing to go online and watch. CUTV Sports 1, if you put that in the ID barcode, you'll be able to see our programming. The one up the left side goes to a Westchester receiver on a reverse, and he'll be brought down around 35-yard line.
That was number 1, Eddie Elliott, on the run there by on that play, but it was a draw. It was a fake draw to the towards the near side. Didn't necessarily go up the middle like a traditional running back draw out of a shotgun, but that really fooled the California defense. He was able to come up with a big play there. It's about 10 or 15 yards of a gain there. They set up at the 38-yard line now.
Elliott looked like a receiver almost, but nonetheless, McCarty's going to take the snap. He's going to throw to the right side. He has a receiver open, and that's going to be a touchdown for Westchester. LaRon Lee on the reception, and that'll put 6 more points on the board for Westchester.
20-10, pending the extra point now in favor of Westchester after this touchdown by Sean McCartney to LaRon Lee, making the connection from 38 yards away. Long pass there. It was a surprise to see them to see the Rams go through the air after how effective the running game has been. But nonetheless, it turns out effective for them, and this offense is kicking.
Leo's kick is up, and it is good. So that'll put another one on the board for Westchester. Westchester now leads California 21-10, 6:26 left here in the third quarter, as you see on your Chip Total Media scoreboard. Stay tuned for the rest of the third quarter here on CUTV.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
You're watching CUTV, California University Television.
And welcome back to Farrell Stadium here at West Chester University, where West Chester now leads California 21-10 here in the third quarter. As Roberson is back to receive for the Vulcans, he's going to take it up the middle. He finds a lot of open running room. He has a couple left to beat. He beats one of them. He's got open green in front of him, and that's going to go back for 6 points. Big kickoff return for a touchdown for California and for Roberson. And that'll be a strike-quick strategy. Great job by California special teams.
And that's exactly what they were looking for after letting up that long pass from McCartney to Lee to get those 6 points. They let the special teams take the field, and then they strike right back, taking those 6 points, pending the seventh one to come back. It's 21-16 with Cody Nuzzo taking the field to put on the extra point.
It was only a matter of time until Roberson finally broke one, Cody, and he has now. He's been a very good kickoff and punt returner for the Vulcans as the kick is now up, and the extra point is good. Cody Nuzzo gets another point on the board, but Roberson puts 6 up for California. West Chester now leads California 21-17. When we come
gonna stop, baby. Can't bring me down. We keep climbing up the ladder. Can't bring me down. To the top I climb, and I'm never gonna quit till I get what's mine. I hope you came to win, cause I'm never gonna stop till I cop that ring. To the top.
And welcome back to Farrell Field here at West Chester University after the 100-yard kickoff return by Terrell Roberson. West Chester now looks to strike back as it is taken, and he's going to break to the left side. He's got Nuzzo to beat. Cody Nuzzo can't catch him, though, and that's going to be taken back for 6 points of West Chester's zone. What a turn of events here for both teams.
Both teams, special teams, really coming through here. It's quite a sight to see. The West Chester fans are fired up now after giving up that touchdown, and then coming right back with a strike of their own. It's a big sight to see. All 2,000 plus of these fans are jumping out of their seats right now, and the score now is back to 10-point deficit for California, pending the 11th with the extra point. Still have yet to be kicked.
Josh McGilligan on the return on that one. 97 yards it went. Leo's kick is up, and it is good. So 7 points go on the board for West Chester now. West Chester now leads 28-17. 5:58 left in the third quarter. Stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of the second half.
Watch CUTV online anytime, anywhere. Check out your favorite original programs, coverage of the biggest events on campus, and cheer on your Vulcan sports teams. CUTV. Log on. Tune in now. Visit cutv.calu.edu/live. You're watching CUTV, California University Television.
And welcome back as you see the crowd at Farrell Stadium here at Westchester. 2,574 in attendance in this one. It's fall break for the Golden Rams of Westchester. So the student section, not so much here right now. They're back home enjoying their time with their families and friends. But nonetheless, you should be here enjoying this game right now if you are here, because you just got to see back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdowns, Cody. One coming from California for Terrell Roberson for 100 yards. The second one coming from number 20, John McGilligan for Westchester for 97. Ball's taken, and it's going to go up the middle from Trey Johnson. And Trey Johnson's going to keep shedding tackles. It brought down around the 35-yard line, but there's going to be a flag on the play. We'll see which way this one goes.
The juices were probably flowing in him. He's looking for back-to-back-to-back kick returns there. That's what my guess was, trying to shed any tackle that he could to break away. But there were flags everywhere, lots of yellow laundry on the field. So the officials are discussing what it could have been. If I had to guess, it might have been an illegal block in the back on California, but we'll see what the head referee says.
And that's what it's going to be, Cody. It's going to be a hold, and you'll see it on the right side of your screen here. Right there, right around the 40-yard line maybe. Looks like that's where it came from, the backfield. So that's where the hold took place. It'll be 1st and 10 nonetheless for the Vulcans. Ball on the 23, 5:49 left in the third quarter now. Harris still on the field. He's been having, so far, a pretty impressive day, but California's defense has let up 28 points, and it's hard to stick with a high-scoring offense like Westchester's. Harris is going to take the snap, hand it off to Nick Grissom. He goes flying up the middle, has one to beat. He's brought down right around the neck and forced down right around the 45-yard line. Big run from Nick Grissom.
Wow, and for a second, Tyler, I thought Nick Grissom was gone. I thought he was going to take it all the way, just sneaking through the line so quickly and able to get a lot of yards and move the chains and bust into Westchester territory. Here he comes. Here comes the California offense busting into Westchester's territory.
The explosiveness of Nick Grissom has been impressive all season, as he now gets to see some snaps coming his way in this game. Harris hands it off to Grissom again. He's going to go out the right side. He's going to shed some tackles and get hit hard out of bounds right around the 45-yard line for a short gain.
So it was a minimal gain there, if anything, as he was pushed out of bounds. But the hit, it looked like to me, Tyler, the hit may have been a little late there on Shabazz. Yeah, that was very close to being a personal foul call against Westchester. So I bet they're thankful for not getting plagued with 15 yards.
Absolutely. You never want to see a penalty on defense. They have 3 so far today. They don't want to add any more to that. They don't want to add any more penalty yards to that stat. So Harris is going to take the snap now. Throw to the right to Williams, and the ball is nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of Shabazz. 2nd and 7 will not go any better for the Vulcans. It's going to be now 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and that pass was more or less a jump ball between Shabazz and Williams. They're the intended receiver by Harris. But that's very fortunate that Harris didn't have an interception there. It seemed like it might have bounced off of his helmet, just getting his hands up there a second too late to receive that ball. So very fortunate series of events. California has had a little bit of luck on their side despite the deficit.
The sun might not have been in his eyes, but nonetheless, it's a very bright day out here, Cody. So he might have lost the ball in the sky. 2 seconds left on the play clock. And there is the officials. It might have been a timeout. I believe it is. So California takes a timeout before the play clock rolls to 0. But why don't we go ahead and look at the California schedule, Cody. It's been an impressive one so far, going 3-1. Your only loss coming to Indiana last week against, in the Coal Bowl rather, losing 20-7.
Yeah, and then you're facing Westchester today, and then you're going to be coming back home to face Clarion. And California needs a little bit of a homecoming, and that is going to be homecoming weekend. So it's only fitting that they come back from on the road to come back at home and face Clarion. So if they can manage to sneak out with the win here, the fans are going to be fired up, the team's going to be fired up, that they're back at Adamson Stadium, playing in familiar territory against a big opponent for the Vulcans.
You go to Seton Hill after that game, though, Cody, the newest added team to the football schedule in the PSAC West. And then you got another home game at Gannon where the Mon Mob, the student section is that's what they're called here at Cal U. In full effect, they should be there nonetheless. And then you got a 2 tough games back to back, one against Mercyhurst, one against Slippery Rock at Slippery Rock. Very tough challenge no matter where you play Slippery Rock, but nonetheless you're going to be playing them at their home stadium. So it's going to be a tough couple weeks coming up for the Vulcans. Harris is going to take the snap, drilled as he throws. Helmet pops off and Harris is down.
Oh my goodness, that was a monstrous hit, that's to say the least, on James Harris. And now, because of that roll, is his helmet popping off. James Harris will have to sit out at least one play, but take a look at this hit on Harris. Did you see you didn't even see his body go down, just the helmet go flying off. That was an enormous hit. I'm surprised that he is still up on his feet. It's miraculous how strong Harris has been throughout this entire game.
We've seen linebackers and defensive ends come off the outside of the line like that all game, Cody, and they've hit Harris hard. And that one was the hardest hit, though, as it's 4th and 7. You see the punt team come out. So Harris is going to have time to recuperate from that hit. His punt is away. And it's going to bounce to about the 5-yard line and stop dead. So that's where California's going to touch it, and that's where Westchester's offense is going to take the field.
Yeah, Westchester has a big schedule coming up ahead of them as well, just like California. They're facing California right now, and they remain at home to face East Stroudsburg, their PSAC East rival, who were just a very formidable opponent for them. And then they go on the long road trip to face Lock Haven and Shippensburg and Cheney. So that's going to be a big test for them after their homestand, going on the road for 3 more games, and then they end the season back at home against Bloomsburg. So you never know how big that Bloomsburg-Westchester game is going to be with the East standings. That's going to be a big game for the Rams.
Absolutely, a tough conference as McCartney hands it off to White. Up the left side he goes, juking his way left and right, and he'll be brought down around the 15-yard line, which should give him the first down.
There's 4 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in this third quarter as they stop the clock to move the chains. As Ronell White was able to get enough yardage to gain the first down. Just doing what he has been doing all game, juking out the defenders, finding holes, being patient with the ones that aren't there, and gaining any yardage that he can out of any possible situation.
Patience is a virtue, Cody, and it's been proven so far for White as McCartney steps back, and the pass is batted away. Good job by the defensive lineman there to bat the ball away. We'll see on the replay who that might have been.
Someone on the right side of the defensive line, it looked like from my eyes, Tyler. Unfortunately, we do not have a replay, but the deflection was a very good deflection. I heard the ball snap from up here, so that ball was flying. It could have been a torpedo. Going down the middle of the field and resulted in a big gain, but fortunately, the defensive lineman could have been B.J. Stevens. We never know, but that's a very fortunate series of events for the Vulcans.
Well, you watching at home might know more than we know now as Westchester takes a timeout as to who made that batted deflection. So you guys can laugh at us as we sit up here in confusion, as you know, at home due to our great coverage. But let's go ahead and take in some highlights so far from the second half.
Yeah, this second half has been very eventful, to say the least, if I may say so, Tyler. We saw this touchdown from McCarthy to Lee and to open up the second half, and then right off the bat, here comes Roberson running back the kickoff. After that touchdown for another touchdown to answer that one, and then right off the bat, as you'll see in the next play, coming right back again is Westchester running back their next kickoff for a touchdown, so they regain that lead back, the initial lead that they had. It's as if those two kickoff returns never happened, and with the exception of the scoring difference. So that's the current situation right now. Westchester leads California 28-17 with 3 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Absolutely. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Golden Rams. Ball located at the 17-yard line now. McCartney takes the snap, hands it off to his running back, and he's going to take it up the middle, and he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
It'll be about third down, I beg your pardon, and about 5 or so from the 25-yard line for the Golden Rams, and here they are again, once again faced with a third down conversion, and they'd say it really hasn't phased them.
Rondell White with a pretty decent run there to get them in better third down yardage situations. 3rd and 2 for the Rams. Receiver in motion. McCartney takes a snap, hands it off to White. He's going to get the first down and more as he breaks the plane, and he'll be brought down right around the 38-yard line. A great move there from Rondell White to get the extra yardage.
Yeah, that was a big move, and I believe, Tyler, if he didn't trip up here at the very end, you saw a couple nice jukes there by White. That was a fantastic footwork there by White, but if he didn't trip up at the end of that play, Tyler, I believe that he would have broken away and gone into the end zone with his speed and just his overall athleticism here in this game so far.
One thing he did break was the defender's ankles on that one. That was an impressive move from White. McCartney takes a snap. He's going to pass. He's going to look to his right. He throws. He has a receiver there, but about 3 yards overthrown, incomplete pass.
Just a bit overthrown for the intended receiver. That was number 25 for the Rams, Tim Kaiser, who we've seen McCartney go to him a few times in the game so far, but I'm not sure if Kaiser has had a reception yet. All of the passes seem to have been either overthrown or underthrown to him. So they see, Lee has been the primary target for McCartney so far, but he's still trying to spread the ball around and give everybody a chance to come up with a big play, but that one, unfortunately for the Rams, falls short.
A lot of substitutions coming in for the Vulcan defense right now. One of them is Darnell Harding, number 52 now, as it looks like there might have been a timeout called before the play clock hits 0, so that will be from Westchester. So they were probably a little confused as to why there was about 6 or 7 different defenders checking in for California. But on CUTV here, we have what we call the CUTV Tweet of the Week, and it is your chance to go on to Twitter and tweet at us at CUTV_PA, and using the hashtag CUTV Booth, you can have your tweet read live on air. Well, not exactly live, but on tape delay rather. So nonetheless, we haven't gotten one in 2 weeks, so we need your feedback. We need you guys to come in and give us this tweet using the hashtag CUTV Booth and tell us what you think. Tell us how you feel. We just want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling. That's all we want to know. Cody and I are upset that we don't have the chance to read a tweet this week. We haven't read one last week. We haven't read one in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm upset.
It's great publicity there for the viewers to get their comments heard on air, read by our voices on CUTV. Even though we are on a tape delay, we still take the time to do that. Receiver
Reverse there from the slot back, and there's going to be a flag on the play. We're going to see which way this goes. It looks like it's going to be in Westchester's favor, though.
And it looked like it's going to be a face mask call against California. So that's the we'll wait for the official call here, but that's where Yeah, personal foul against California, and that is correct. So they will take a 15-yard march down the field for Westchester.
Eddie Elliott on the carry on that one, Cody, as he was in the slot position. And Dewey McDonald was the guilty player on that one of the face mask. But going back to the CUTV tweet, Cody, I mean, you can increase your followers by doing so because, I mean, people watching this are going to say, oh, well, that person knows what they're talking about if they like your tweet. And they're going to go on and they're going to follow you. People are always trying to get their followers increase. You know, that you want the better numbers. You want to be more popular.
And then they're going to want to be competitive and get their tweet read on air.
Exactly. McCartney on the wide receivers, running back screen rather. White will be brought down in the backfield for a loss of about 1, maybe 2 yards. So that'll cause Westchester to go to second down.
And take a look at this replay, folks, because this is one of the few plays that you will see during this game where Westchester is stopped in the backfield for a loss. That has not happened very often in this game so far. There's been very few plays where that has happened, so take it in and enjoy it if you're a Vulcans fan. But unfortunately for the Rams, they do get stopped short.
McCartney hands it off up the middle, and it goes to Rondell White again, and he'll be brought down on his second effort right around a gain of 6 or 7 yards. So it'll be about 3rd and 5 now for the Golden Rams.
And here we see the third down squad coming in for the Rams. You know, they've been proving to be effective all game long. It's been California's defense that's really been tested, and they're looking for a big stop here.
White spun off the line on that one, off of the blocking offensive lineman. He's got moves, and that's for sure. You've seen it all game, and you see it on that play again. But McCartney's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out to his right side, and he's going to pass it to nobody, really. A little bit overthrown of the receiver. So that's going to bring up 4th and 6 for the Golden Rams. 59 seconds left in the third quarter.
And the intended receiver on that play was number 12, Shannon Meyer, who was the intended target. It looked like he might have lost his footing a little bit and fell down as he tried to get that pass. But that's the nearest receiver on the field, and that's why intentional grounding wasn't called, because he could have gotten it, but it looked like he slipped up, unfortunately for him and the Rams. And so now they're faced with a 4th down and 6, and it looks like they're going for it, Tyler.
Good decision here, because you're not so much in punting territory. So McCartney's going to take the snap. He's going to look right, and he's going to throw. He has the receiver there, and the receiver is hit hard. Both players down right now. Flag is thrown. Both players involved in that play are very slow to get up, including Westchester's intended receiver.
It all happened too quick, but I'm hoping this isn't a helmet-to-helmet penalty, because if it is, then wow, was that one violent collision. They were both in midair colliding with one another, and the only other penalty I can think of that might have been is a pass interference call, but both of these players looks like they're gotten up. So I'm hoping, Tyler, that this isn't a helmet-to-helmet call, because then that would lead me to believe that both of these players collided heads in midair, and that just spells a recipe for a really bad injury. So it's very thankful that both of these players are able to walk around.
The two players on that play, C.J. Towns for California, number 25, and the other number 25 for Westchester is Tim Kaiser. Both very shaken up on the play, slow to walk back to their respective sidelines. It looks like it's going to be a penalty against California. If there is a penalty, we'll see what the referee decides. They're going to waive off the penalty. Both players playing the ball, though, on that play, Cody, I have to say. It was a very violent play. Fortunately, both players able to get up and not suffer a terrible injury. So the coach for Westchester wants an explanation right now. Again, that's Bill Zwan, senior. He graduated from Delaware in 1979, and now he has found his way to Westchester to coach these Golden Rams to a recent success in the past couple of years. But he wants an explanation from these referees.
Yeah, he was stepping out onto the field trying to make his case, and rightfully so, just trying to defend his players' safety, if you really want to look at it that way. You know, so it's only right that he does get an explanation, so hopefully the official was able to settle it with him.
Few players in motion for Harris and the offense. Harris will take the snap. He hands it off to the right side to Fiore. Fiore gets brought down for a gain of about 2 yards on that play, right around the 35-yard line.
There's under a minute left to go in the third quarter now. California will have time for one more play. There's about a 5-second difference between play clock and game clock. So you take a look at Fiore trying to make his way up the middle, but stopped just short for a minimal gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Vulcans.
Harris in the shotgun. Takes a snap, and he's going to look right. He's going to throw to Desmond Green, but he's not able to keep his hands on it. Incomplete pass. That'll force 3rd down.
And so now, I beg your pardon, there will be at least one more play because of the clock stopping with an incomplete pass. But, yeah, that was a in and out of the hands of number 7, Desmond Green for the Vulcans. And trying to make the shoestring catch, but it falls short. So they're faced with a 3rd and 8 situation.
Harris lined up in the shotgun again. Abercrombie snaps. He's going to drop back. He's going to look left. He's going to throw. And there is nobody there to catch the ball, so that's going to cause a 4th and 8 situation with 17.6 seconds left in the third quarter. And the Vulcans are going to be forced to punt.
4th down, and they're giving the going to be forced to punt, giving Westchester control of the ball to open up the fourth quarter. And Westchester already does have the 11-point lead, but you know how they work, Tyler. They're going to be piling on the points. They don't let up. That's going to be a big situation for the Vulcans defense.
Surratt, one of the top punters in Division II, kicks it. And it is a long punt. He's showing why he's one of the top in the PSAC. And not only that, but in Division II as the ball travels to the end zone. So that'll be a touchback. And the Westchester Golden Rams get to take the ball out to the 25-yard line for 8.2 seconds of the third quarter.
And he almost got a good roll for him, Tyler. I don't know if you saw the ball start to curve a little bit whenever it was inside the 10-yard line. It started to take more of a sideways bounce than a forward bounce. It almost stopped dead right on the goal line or the 1-yard line. And California would have been really fired up having Westchester's backs against the wall to start to end the third quarter and start the fourth quarter. I beg your pardon. There's still 8 seconds left, so they will have time for one play, granted that the clock doesn't stop after that.
Absolutely, as McCartney goes back under center. It looks probably to be a handoff, but you never know what Westchester decides here as they hand it off to number 1 as he goes up the right side, and he'll be brought down. He gets the first down, but he'll be brought down out of bounds with about 1.6 seconds left. That's Eddie Elliott on the carry.
1.6 seconds left in the third quarter. Eddie Elliott doing all that he can to move the chains and get the first down mark. And that will be the last play of the third quarter, Tyler, as the clock resumes once again.
Absolutely. After the chains move, the clock continues. But that's going to do it for the third quarter. Stay tuned for the fourth quarter here on CUTV.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
You are watching CUTV, California University Television.
And welcome back to Farrell Field here at Westchester University for the rest of the fourth quarter, as you see on the scoreboard there, presented by Lee Supply Company. Westchester leads 28-17 over California. And some third quarter stats here. Rondell White now has 114 yards rushing on the day, so he's proven to be a pretty effective back. As he takes the ball up the left side, he'll gain about 2 yards on the play.
So now he's still adding on to his total, Tyler. It's just like the rest of this offense is, really not letting it up here, really letting the Vulcans defense work them out. They're grinding out the clock more or less. You know, there's still 14 minutes and 36 seconds left to go as the fourth quarter has just begun. You know, with the 11-point lead, that's what you want to do. Time is on your side, I beg your pardon, and the clock is your friend.
Absolutely. California only has 2 timeouts left as of now, so one lesson they would like to have at least. As McCartney passes to the sideline, it goes, and he'll be brought down. The receiver, at least, will be brought down right around midfield.
And there on the reception was number 85, Eric Brundage for the Rams. And we haven't seen much of him since the first quarter. He had a couple catches in the first quarter, big catches like this one. You know, trying to fake out the defenders, going left, right, then going straight forward right at him. And he's stopped down inbound, so the clock does continue to run in towards the Rams' favor.
Absolutely. California needs to make some defensive stops, try to get 11 more points to at least tie it up. That's what's going to take as they are down by 11. Still 2-possession game, though, for California, so anything can happen. McCartney hands it up the middle, and the running back will take it up, get the first down and more. Looks like it'll be Brandon Monk on the carry.
Brandon Monk just allowing himself to get some yards of his own. As you saw in the background, the play clock was just barely winding down. So it's fortunate that the Rams were able to get that play off. But that's the essential strategy in football, to run the clock out when you have the lead with 1 quarter to play, and you're going to run it up the gut, keep the clock moving, don't risk going out of bounds to stop it or any incomplete passes.
Handoff to White goes up the right side, and he'll be brought down right around the 30-yard line for a gain of about 5 yards.
And it will be a 3rd and short, it looks like. Or they're giving him a first down, I believe. Or second down, I beg your pardon. It will be second down and 6 for the Rams after this run. The first down marker being at the 25-yard line. That is where the Rams need to get to convert for the first down.
Monk is actually the one who returned the touchdown, returned the kickoff for a touchdown there in the 3rd quarter. So it wasn't McGilligan like I had said in the past. He has 1 touchdown to his stats. So Rondell White actually now going to take it up the left side, then back up the center. He goes for a gain of about 8 yards. That'll get him the first down.
That will be enough for the first down as the Rams continue to wind the clock down. 12 minutes and 27 seconds left to go now. California's defense just doing all that they can to try and stop it and get possession of the ball back. And that was a great job, Tyler, as you said, going from the left to the middle, reversing field a little bit. You know, we've seen a lot of athleticism from this young man, and just how stellar he has been in the backfield for the Rams.
Absolutely. McCartney takes the ball, and he's going to hand it off up the right side. It goes to, it looks like, Brandon Monk again. He's going to take it to about the 15-yard line. And now, as we said earlier, Westchester's just grinding away at California's defense, chipping, keeping California's offense off the field.
Yeah, and that's essentially what they want to do, because the more time California spends on the field in offense, you know, that just opens up the windows of opportunities to score and get back in this game. So 11 minutes and 35 seconds left to go now in the game. The Rams faced with a 2nd and 1, just making first down conversion after first down conversion and continuing to wind the clock down.
McCartney hands it off up the right side. It goes. That's going to be Monk on the carry, and that should be enough for the first down as he gets back close to the original line of scrimmage.
Brandon Monk picks up the first down.
And it was Brandon Monk again on the run. So the head coach for the Rams could have possibly been quite impressed with his ability to run the kickoff back, so he decides to throw him into the backfield and working together with White to gain even more rushing yards for the Rams. It'll be
there's a stoppage in play. A player is down for California, but let's go ahead and look at the upcoming telecast here for CUTV. A busy week for us coming up, Cody, as we have Vulcan hockey for homecoming, men's and women's, coming up on Monday the 7th. High school football, Best Center Frazier. If you guys are into high school football from around the Mon Valley area, tune into that one because it's going to be a very interesting game. You got a homecoming parade coming up on the 12th, and right after, Vulcan football against Clarion for homecoming. October 18th, high school football for Mount Pleasant at Brownsville. Mount Pleasant looks to carry on their traditional wins in their conference. And on October 19th, you got Vulcan football at Seton Hill in Greensburg. So a very, very busy schedule for us here at CUTV coming up. But nonetheless, we're doing it because we enjoy it. We love what we do.
Yeah, it's homecoming weekend coming up next weekend for California University of Pennsylvania, and that always spells a busy week for anybody, whether you're in CUTV or any other club or organization. There's a lot of festivities going on around the campus. It's a great time of year in the fall, and the parade's on Saturday, so lots of clubs involved with that.
Absolutely. McCartney under center. He's going to hand it off to White. He goes up the middle. He's going to go left, go right, find a hole, and get a short gain of yardage there. He'll be brought down right around the 10-yard line.
And the clock does continue to run. We have under 11 minutes left to go in the game now. The Rams just taking it to town on California's defense, chipping away, as you said, Tyler, and running the clock down, chipping away at the defense and chipping away at the clock, if you will.
Not allowing Harris and company to get out on that field is a big thing that both IUP and Westchester now has executed well on offense, wearing out the defense and not letting the offense score. White goes up the middle, and he'll be brought down for a short gain of about 3 yards.
Looks like he'll be very near the first down marker. The first down marker is spotted at the 4-yard line. It's on the scoreboard, reads 3rd down and 5. The depth perception that we have up here, Tyler, is a little awkward from the press box, so it looked like he was closer than he actually was for me, so I beg your pardon on that one. But it is 3rd down and 5, and once again, the Rams faced with a 3rd down conversion.
Ball on a 7-yard line. McCartney back to center. He takes snap, and he looks right. He's going to throw over the middle to nobody. And that will cause the Westchester Rams' special teams to come on the field for a short field goal attempt.
There will be a attempt to add 3 more points on the board after this incomplete pass by McCartney. I'm not sure who the intended receiver on that one was. It sailed over everybody's head, it seemed like, and landed in no man's land in the end zone. But they're looking to make it a 31-17 game here right now.
Sean Leo back to kick. Places this down, and it's up, and it is good. So Westchester adds 3 more points to the board to make it 31-17. And when we come back, the rest of the fourth quarter action will be here on CUTV 9:49 left. So stay tuned. A lot of action still to come your way.
CUTV is your home for local high school football action. Sundays at 8:30, Thursdays at 5:30, only on CUTV.
You're watching CUTV, California University Television.
And welcome back to Farrell Field here at Westchester University for the conclusion of the fourth quarter. 9:49 left in this one. As you see on your Lee Supply Company scoreboard, that Westchester is up 31-17 over California. Westchester's offense proven to be very strong on that last drive, only getting 3 points in the end result, though.
Yeah, it's 3 points that I'm sure they would take, though. They'll take any points.
Absolutely. Squib kick goes up the middle. Roberson's going to be back to receive. Roberson's going to take it up the middle. They don't want Roberson to return another one on them, so smart play by the kicking team there, and California will set up shop right around the 37-yard line.
And it looked like, Tyler, I'm not sure if my eyes were deceiving me or not, but there was a little bit of a scrum in the middle of the field, and a lot of players seem to have collided. Or I saw 2 California players go down at the same time and get back up at the same time. I'm not sure if there might have been a little miscommunication with blocking or something else bizarre might have happened, but regardless, thank goodness nobody's hurt.
Absolutely. A little confused on the kickoff California was, but nonetheless, the offense is on the field. Harris takes a snap, looks left, and he's going to throw, and it's going to be batted down by the defensive line on that one. Westchester gets a bat down of their own.
Second down and 10 now for the Vulcans, and it's a number 78 for the Golden Rams was the one on the deflection. That is Andrew Cohen, the defensive lineman. So standing up tall, getting the pass down.
Gotta get them bear claws in the air, and he's happy to have done that.
Ram claws, if you will.
Ram claws, if you will. Good one, Cody. I enjoy that. Sidecar to Harris's left. 2 receivers on each side. Harris back to throw. It'll be thrown to Trey Johnson. That's his first catch of the day. And he'll be brought down about 2 yards short of the first down marker. That's the first we've seen of Trey Johnson all day.
Yeah, first catch and a fine catch, if you will, leaping up in the air. But it looks like California's trying to go no huddle here, hurrying things up on this 3rd down and 1.
You got to keep the defense on their heels, and this is a good way of doing it, Cody, as Harris goes no huddle here. Harris is going to have the sidecar of Fiore to his left now. Harris back to snap. He looks left, he throws. And Fiore with the catch as he goes down out of bounds right around the 48.5-yard line. I think he's going to be short of the official first down.
Yeah, Will might be just shorter. No, they are giving it to him, Tyler. It is a first down. They are moving the chains. The clock stops at 8 minutes and 57 seconds. Harris quick back to the line of scrimmage as we jump back into the action.
Good job by the coaches and Harris getting together to create a nice sequence of events here. As Harris drops back, he's going to throw long to his right. He has his receiver open. It is caught, and it's a touchdown for California.
That is Williams on the reception, and that was fantastic over-the-shoulder catch. California all of a sudden back in this game with 8 minutes and 38 seconds left. But take a look at this, Tyler, and all you viewers at home. This is a fantastic over-the-shoulder catch by Williams, way on the far sideline, looking over his shoulder, and it drops right into his arms. Able to maintain control and get the score.
Not only that, Cody, looking into the sun as well, as the sun is setting on that side of the field that he had to look over his shoulder to get the ball for. But Nuzzo's going to look to put an extra point up on the board. The kick is up, and it looks like it might have been good, and it is. So now Westchester only leads California 31-24. It's now a one-possession game. California has a chance to come back and make this one interesting. 8:38 left in the 4th quarter. Stay tuned for fourth quarter action right here on CUTV.
Need to know what's happening in your area? CUTV News Center brings you your best local news. Events on and around campus. Local weather. Vulcan sports coverage. CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5.
You are watching CUTV, California University Television.
And we welcome you back to Farrell Field here at Westchester, where Westchester still leads California 31-24 here in the 4th quarter, 8:38 left, as Cody Nuzzo's kick is up and away. It'll be taken at about the 2-yard line. Westchester takes it upfield up the right side, and he's brought down hard by a California special teams player. But nonetheless, here's the touchdown, Cody, that gets California right back in this one.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this is a one-score game, just when things might have been looking glum for these Vulcans. Here comes Harris with the connection to Williams, way down the field. Long pass reception for a touchdown to give California their 24 points and cut the deficit to only 7 now in favor of Westchester.
Dewey McDonald coming up big in the past couple games, especially last week with the pick 6 at IUP in the Coal Bowl. It might be Dewey McDonald time this time if the pass comes his way. White goes up the middle, and he'll be brought down for a short gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
And Tyler, I'm expecting here, just like they did in this first play, to keep attacking with the running game. It's been effective all game long for these Golden Rams, and it runs the clock out at the same time with them still maintaining the lead by 7 points. And California's defense, if there was a time to shine, now is the right time. I've been saying all game long that they've been tested. This is the final exam now. And maybe in the when there's like 4 minutes left or 3 minutes left, they'll have another final exam. They'll get to retake it. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see what all unfolds. The story still has yet to be written.
Or if your defense stays as strong as they did on that last series there for Westchester, at least. They held strong against Westchester, held them to only 3 points. If you can hold them here, you might be able to get the ball back sooner than that. Run goes up the middle to the running back, and he'll be brought down for a gain of about 4 yards.
It'll be 3rd down and short for the Golden Rams, as we see the running back try to make his nimble way through the middle and stops a little bit short of the 1st down marker. So it will be 3rd and 1 for the Golden Rams.
Ball located on the 38-yard line. White on the carry on that one, and obviously he's been getting a lot of the touches on that one. Looks like he might be a little bit winded as he has his hands on his hips right now. So for California's defense, you got to be looking at that and maybe try to make a big stop here. 7:23 and counting. Fake handoff, and he's going to be back to throw. McCartney is. Open receiver, he finds him for the 1st down and more. Pretty big hit there from California's defense, but nonetheless, Westchester happy to get the 1st down.
Yeah, and on that hit was number 29, Aaron Terry, the defensive back. It was a clean hit, shoulder to shoulder, to push him out of bounds and bring him down to prevent any yards after completion. As we see here, just slams right into him with his shoulder and pushes him out of bounds.
That'll keep the clock moving after they move the chains, so Westchester still just chipping away at this California defense now, trying to keep the California offense off field. McCartney under center. He's going to take the snap and hand it off to White. White goes up the right side, and he'll be brought down for no gain as he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Might be tagged for a loss here too, Tyler. I'm seeing where they spot the ball. Looks like it might have been brought down right at the 40-yard line, but still, once again, this is one of those very few plays that you will see where the running back gets stopped for no gain or possibly even a loss, but the ball is spotted right back at the original line of scrimmage. You were correct.
Pretty good vantage point from where they're at right now in front of us, Cody, in the press box. So McCartney's going to go back under center as he sees a receiver in motion. McCartney hands it off to Monk. Monk stopped immediately for a loss of about 2 yards. California's defense and Branko Brusick, coming up big with a big tackle for loss on that one.
And this is why he's been our defensive player to watch throughout this game. He had 18 tackles in the past 2 games, 10 of them coming against IUP. He's got a big one here to stop the Golden Rams on a 2nd down threat. So now they're faced with a 3rd and long.
3rd and 11 for McCartney and the offense. And the officials call the play dead before the snap is called. And I believe that's going to be a timeout, in which it is on California. So California didn't like the way they matched up against McCartney and the shotgun formation, so they want to make sure that this 3rd down counts. They don't want to let McCartney and the Golden Rams get another chance with a fresh set of downs. So they really want to talk this over, try to figure out what they can do, whether they want to play the pass or want to play the run. Either way, Westchester's offense has proven capable of making big plays on 3rd down.
Yeah, both of these teams now have 1 timeout remaining, so the clock is going to become more of a factor than ever come crunch time for California or maybe even Westchester. We still don't know yet. The fans are still here. They're up. They're fired up. They're ready for the conclusion of this game to start. 5 minutes and 39 seconds left to go, Tyler. It's been an overall great atmosphere here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. About 6 hours from California, but it was worth the hike to get here and bring the coverage of what is turning out to be a fantastic game.
Absolutely. We love these PSAC crossover games, Cody, and you're seeing why right now. This is a very close game. McCartney takes a snap. He has a receiver open to his left side, and he keeps his feet in as he's brought down right around the 40-yard line. That moves the chains forward for a 1st down.
That was a clutch 1st down conversion for the Golden Rams, and it seems like there must be something magical about the third downs, because I can't remember the last time that that the Golden Rams punted. I know they did, but I just can't remember the last time they did. It's been that often that we've seen them convert on the third downs, and when they haven't been faced with the third down, it's because they converted on a first or second down. So they've scored on a lot of their possessions.
McCartney takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to White up the right side. White's going to take it. Actually, that's going to be Monk, and he's going to be brought down for a short gain.
5 minutes left to go in the game now, Tyler, and California's defense slowly moving backwards, led by the ground game of this Golden Rams team. It's been proving to be a weapon all game long, and California's defense really starting to try to look for any possible flaws to take advantage of.
It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Golden Rams. Ball located on the 38-yard line. Time is ticking now. 4:30 left in the fourth quarter. McCartney takes a snap, hands it off to his running back Monk. Up the middle he goes, and he'll be brought down right around the 33-yard line for a pretty respectable gain.
Yeah, and the first down marker is at the 30-yard line. So it'll be a third down and about 3 for the Golden Rams here in California territory. They're in 4-down territory is what you might call it. So you would expect them to go on 4th down, and at the worst possible situation, they turn the ball over on downs but still run more of the clock out.
Absolutely. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now. McCartney back to throw. He's going to look right. He's going to throw. Has the receiver open, and he'll be brought down. And there is the horse collar from the referee as the referee throws the launcher on the field. So that'll give Westchester even more yardage.
The defender for California couldn't really see his number, but just trying to do anything that he can. And this is another one of those unfortunate penalties like face masks that are dangerous, but always unintentional.
And that's the official call. It's going to be a horse collar on the defense as the defender just tried to get his hands on him any way possible. And unfortunately, it was around the horse collar of the shoulder pads, and that brought him down. So that'll be not only a first down, but even more yardage and even closer to getting to that goal line and putting more points up on the board.
And the guilty party on that penalty was B.J. Stevens for California's defense.
It'll be a backside pursuit here for the Westchester Rams. McCartney takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to his running back, Monk. And Monk's going to get a couple of yards on this carry. We haven't seen anything from White in this drive. It's been all Brandon Monk, and I can imagine it's because he showed to be a little bit injured on the last drive, Cody. He seemed to be maybe cramping up or maybe a leg injury, but he wasn't comfortable, that's for sure.
Yeah, he could have been a little bit winded too. You never know. Because as you saw, he looked like he might have been a little bit out of breath. After how many yards that he has gained today and all the athleticism that he's shown, it only makes sense that he gets at least a little bit of a break here.
Monk's a sophomore, so you expect him to get some more playing time here and get some more experience. Monk's going to take it up the center now, and he'll be brought down right around the 2-yard line for a short gain. But that'll put them in first down now, 1st and goal, as the referees might actually say he's a little bit short.
The first down marker is right at the 3-yard line, and the chains haven't been taken down yet for a 1st and goal to indicate that the official down keeper on the sideline still reads 2nd down, but they're going to measure it.
Good call there by the referees to make sure that they get this completely right, because California proved very strong on defense on Westchester's last drive, holding them to 3 points whenever they were deep into California territory trying to score. So they want to make sure they don't give any unfair advantages. It's going to be short. So the referees have decided that it was not enough from Brandon Monk's run. And that's going to cause a 3rd and inches now for the Rams.
And yeah, 3rd and very, very, very short, but regardless of the length, 3rd downs really haven't seemed to phase the Golden Rams offense at all.
And if you're California, you need to make a stop now, Cody. 2:36 left in the game. You can't allow Westchester to put any more points on the board, especially 6 points. You don't want, obviously 6 points it makes it a 2-possession game. Any points at this point would make a 2-possession game. So you have to make a big stop here, not only on 3rd down, but as well on 4th down if possible. White checks back into the game now. He gets his rest for his goal line drive. McCartney holds the ball, and he's going to get the 1st down and more, possibly even cross the goal line.
The Golden Rams offense is signaling that they want a touchdown, but the officials haven't made the touchdown sign yet. So,
and it looks to have been a timeout on California, possibly before the play. No, they're going to give it to him after the play with 2:18 left. It'll be a 1st down and 1 on the 1-yard line. So California takes a timeout to reassess how to stop this Golden Rams offense from scoring, only being less than 1 yard away from breaking that goal line and putting more points on this board. This is do or die time. If you want a win for California, you want to make sure you get points on the. You want to make sure you make this stop, or you can pretty much call it a day, and that'll be the end of it.
yeah, and that is California's last timeout of the game. They have 0 left. Westchester still has 1 in their back pocket that they can use in case of emergencies if something doesn't look right. There's 2 minutes and 18 seconds left, Tyler, and if Westchester scores here, then California has dug themselves the hole, but they haven't fallen in it because, as a wise man once said, it isn't over until it's over. And in those 2 minutes and 18 seconds, anything can happen.
Absolutely. We've seen it happen before. We've seen miracles happen within 2 minutes from this California team, especially last year, especially against Hillsdale earlier in the year. Not so much in 2 minutes against Hillsdale, but made a pretty impressive comeback last year twice, once against Kutztown, once against IUP in the 4th annual Coal Bowl. McCartney takes a snap, keeps it himself. I don't think he's going to get it, Cody, even though Rondell White signaling that there was a touchdown. The referees are going to make their decision.
It's looking like he will be short. I'm just going off of a judgment from where the pile was. The referee is signaling to stop the clock here with 2:04 left to go in the game, and I believe it's short, and looks like someone's helmet came off, Tyler, so they will have to sit out, and then they stop the clock there.
That's Derek Schatz' 2nd time having to come off the field due to a helmet coming off of his head. The first time looked to have been an equipment problem. This time looks like it just came off from a hard contact play. So McCartney's going to send the receiver in motion now. He's going to keep it. Actually, he's going to hand it off to Rondell White. Rondell White is going to get in, and that gives Westchester 6 more points to make it 37-24.
37-24, pending the extra point. It's now a 2-possession game. The play, Tyler, it looked like it could have almost been blown dead here. McCarthy almost fell down before he handed it off to his running back, to White, and that's but fortunately for the Rams, it didn't turn out that way, and they still came out with the score. And pending the extra point, they're looking to make it a 14-point game once again.
Leo's kick is up, and Leo's kick is good, so that'll put another point on the board for Westchester. That'll make it 38-24 as they lead Cal by 2 possessions. When we come back, the remainder of the 4th quarter here on CUTV.
CUTV is your home for local high school football action. Sundays at 8:30, Thursdays at 5:30, only on CUTV.
You're watching CUTV, California University Television.
A minute 39 remains on the clock here as the fourth quarter commences at West Chester. West Chester currently leading California 38-24. So California looks to make a miracle happen here in the later minutes of the game. Roberson's going to take the ball right around the 20-yard line. Actually, that's not Roberson. It's number 81 as he takes it up the right side, brought down right around the 38-yard line.
And on the return for California was Gary Brown on the return, number 81. So he gets brought down at the 40-yard line or thereabouts. That looks like they'll spot it for the Vulcans, and they're still 2 scores apart here, 38-24, facing a 14-point deficit. And now comes the time. Teams practice this all the time. It's 2-minute drill time with 1:34 left. Here we go.
Harris is going to take the snap. He's going to look left, and he's going to get rushed, but he's going to roll out. He's going to throw the ball away. It looked like he was out of the pocket, and that's what the referees are going to agree with. He was out of the pocket, so no intentional grounding call with 1:27 left.
The clock stops because of the incomplete pass. You know, Harris doesn't want to let the defense push them backwards. So that's a very wise decision to get out of the pocket to avoid the intentional grounding and cost them 15 yards and then throw it away. So no result on the play.
Harris takes a snap, looks right, and he throws. And Mike Williams was rushed, and there is the flag on the play. That is probably going to be defensive pass interference on West Chester, I have to imagine.
If he would have come up with that, he still would have been just short of the first down, but he would have gotten out of bounds. And it will be a pass interference call on West Chester. So California does get the result of the play, and it looks like they will be moving the chains and giving them an automatic first down.
Absolutely, that's a big break there for California, a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, so that'll push them forward about 5 more yards and give Harris a little bit more room to work with. 1:23 left.
First and 10.
Harris takes a snap. He looks left. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to throw long. He has a receiver there, but it's way overthrown over Mike Williams. That'll be an incomplete pass.
Mike Williams was the intended receiver. Just Harris might have been hurried a little bit to throw the ball too soon. You know, he probably felt the pressure of the defense collapsing in on him in the pocket because it looked like Williams might not have finished his route yet. But I have a feeling, Tyler, if he would have caught that, it would have been a 1-score game.
Absolutely. 1-possession game is what California's looking for now. Harris stops back, and he's going to throw over the middle to his receiver. That's number 85, C.J. Goodwin. A pretty familiar target for him when he was on second string.
And that will be enough for a first down. Harris going with the no huddle here, Tyler. We're seeing crunch time now.
They have no timeouts left, so they have to work the clock. Harris steps back and throws over the middle again to Fiore. Fiore's going to try to get to the outside, but he's going to be tripped up right around midfield. And Harris keeping that no huddle offense going as he's probably going to spike the ball now to stop the clock as he does. That'll make it 3rd and about 2 yards.
There's 50.7 seconds left to go in this game. Harris trying to make something happen, wisely spiking the ball, even though it's a 3rd down conversion that you're faced with. You know, it's better to stop the clock and take your time on a key play than to be rushed and have another attempt.
Harris in the shotgun. Takes a snap. He looks left. He's going to throw over the middle of the field, and there it is to Trey Johnson. Trey Johnson trying so hard to stay up on his feet. And the play will be called dead as he wasn't officially down. I'm surprised to see the referees just let it end like that. But nonetheless, that's a big first down and a lot of yards gained. It's going to move the sticks and stop the clock.
And my goodness, Trey Johnson on this reception. It took 1, 2, 3, 4 guys to bring him down, and he still tried to leap into the end zone. What effort.
And that's going to be another down ball. So that's going to bring up 2nd down now for the Vulcans. Trey Johnson, not a very tall person at all. He's only 5'6", 150 pounds. So to take 4 people to take down a man of that size, that's a lot of strength for such a small guy.
Yeah, that is, and there's 39 seconds left to go. Harris is threatening to score here.
Harris takes a snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to throw. And that's going to be a touchdown to Trey Johnson with 35.2 seconds left. You're going to need a miracle from the leg of Cody Nuzzo on an onside kick attempt prior to the extra point. But Nuzzo has to focus more on getting this extra point first.
Yeah, California trying to make things happen and making things interesting here. It's pending the extra point. It's all of a sudden a one-score game.
Nuzzo back to kick. Down and up. The extra point is good. So California now down by 1 possession. We're going to keep it here as you take a look at our scoreboard. Presented to you by Lee Supply Company. Westchester now only leads California by 7. It's a 1-possession game with 35.2 seconds left.
And let's take a look at this touchdown here, Tyler. James Harris rolling out to the near side and finding Johnson open at the goal line playing, and he just dives in there to get that 1 extra yard to assure the touchdown. It's a fantastic play there by the offense. But can he do it one more time is the question.
Last time he attempted an onside kick, it was positive. There's about a 7% chance of completion for onside kicks, at least in the NFL. I believe that's what the stat is. I'm not sure what it is here at the collegiate level. But nonetheless, Nuzzo was 1 for 1 last year. He doesn't have an attempt this year at it, but he's going to go ahead and give it a try now. California needs a big break here on special teams. They've had a very good special team so far this year.
It all comes down to this, Tyler. California has no timeouts, but Westchester takes their last one as well. So now neither team has a timeout left. Westchester making sure they're on the right page to retrieve the onside kick. If they do, the game is pretty much over.
Good time for them to take the timeout too, because if California does get the ball back, there's no need for them to use it because they want that clock to run out as soon as possible. If Westchester recovers the ball, then there's no need for them to use it either because they want the clock to work to their advantage. So good time to use it now, just kind of prepare themselves for what's about to happen. Try to ice Cody Nuzzo a little bit, try to get him off of his grind and try to get it off of his focus. With the turf being in the game, you got Surrett up there as a decoy. You have the turf, and on onside kicks on turf, you like to take a nice second bounce up in the air if you're the kicker for the receivers to get there and try to recover the ball. But here goes nothing. This is for all the marbles. Nuzzo kicks. Big second bounce, as we said. And it looks like the ball might have went out of bounds before anybody comes up with it, so that might just be it for the California Vulcans. A nice attempt, though, for the Vulcans. But he had the ball in his hands and went right back out.
And there was that second bounce that you said, Tyler. It was a jump ball. It looked like, at first I thought California came down with it. It looked like one of the return people had it in his hands, but just it slipped right out and went out of bounds. But there's a flag on the play as we wait for the call.
That's going to be a penalty against California for kicking the ball out of bounds on the kickoff. So we take a look at it one more time. Just a little bit too much power on the leg of Nuzzo, rather. And I'm surprised that the receiver, as you see go in and out of his hands, he didn't try to maybe throw it back into play, knowing that he was about to go out of bounds. He might have thought he had it, wasn't aware of how close he was to the sideline, but it might not have been a terrible idea to throw it back to throw it back in bounds so somebody inbounds can catch it and seal the deal. But nonetheless, a great attempt by Nuzzo and the special teams to try to come up with a miraculous play. Just falls short, goes out of bounds, and the Rams are going to take the victory formation.
The clock is winding down now. 30 seconds left. That will be the final play of the game, Tyler, as Once again, just like last year, Westchester edges out California in a very close game and sneaking out of here with the win. Final score, 38-31.
California now on an official losing streak of 2 games. The first one coming to IUP at the Coble, this one coming to Westchester. So California's going to drop in their rankings now after losing that one. But the final score from here at Farrell Stadium is 38-31. Westchester wins this one. Thank you very much for watching. For the production team